façamos o que você esconde de toda calada. Não me deixe somente. Olha, olha, acho que você mostra-me toda gelada. Palavras fez-me ficar pelas. Não me deixe um instante. Eu só
Hello, Cake. How are you?
Estou contando os dias que nós
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
O que você esconde toda calada, não me deixe somente. Olha, olha, já acho que você mostra-me toda gelada palavras. Fez-me ficar pelas, não me deixe um instante. Eu só tenho medo que deva ser sua ferida no coração quando
Alright, where did we leave off? The road to the truth. Ah, that's right. We said we don't want to rescue anyone else, or something like that. Or we don't want to try to stop them drinking the saint's blood. Because that would be too difficult to attempt.
feches aos olhos e rouba minha luz. Se grita-me espeta-me com boca fechada. Ainda estou buscando o peixe ouvir-me interior depois nossas poucas.
No, that's veering too far off our intended path. We need to find the truth and save Morgana's soul. Putting ourselves out like that is only going to get us unwanted attention, make people suspicious. And we don't have that kind of time. Yeah, you're right. But sorry. It's just knowing what they're doing to themselves. Couldn't help but think that maybe there was something we could do. I mean, at this point, there's probably a lot of people that have already drank the saint's blood, so we'd just be causing the panic a few days earlier. If we did indeed, if we were able to convince them, which that's a big if. Especially considering how it all turns out. Yeah, everything goes to shit on that festival day. I understand the sentiment. Or rather, I understand your reasoning. But for me, Morgana takes priority over any of them. And you over everything. Aww. It's so nice to have them, be able to be dorks doing this together. Releasing Morgana's soul should save yours as well, Giselle. If we can eliminate the mansion's darkness, then you won't have to be trapped as it's made. I have no interest in being the hero of the masses. Let's go ask about Mell's sister, then. Okay. I turn my gaze toward the nun to find her kneeling in one of the pews. She bows her head and begins to whisper a prayer. There's no one else in the chapel. Now's the perfect time to ask. Hearing me approach, she falls silent and turns to face me, wearing her usual disarming smile. Hello, Michael. Mell was just here. You told me everything. Can't turn away a friend of Mell's now, can we? Well, hopefully he didn't tell you everything. Maybe it would be better, actually, if he did. Ay. There's a lot you don't know, ma'am. There is a lot. Far too much. Give me a second, I'm putting up my hair. My own weird way. Sorry for turning you down earlier. No worries. I did a poor job of explaining myself. So, did you need something? Let me guess. Medicine? No, I'm in perfectly good health. I figured you were lying. Damn. Can ask her about Saint's Blood at some other time. Well, I have a number of questions about the man she's close with, too. Right now, Mell's sister is priority. Are you familiar with Mell's younger sister? She has flaxen hair, much like him. Oh, you mean Nellie? Are you her friend, too? I would say we're more... You're better off just saying you're friends. Friends, yes. What about him? I would like to speak with her. I was wondering if you might know where I could find her. Nellie should be down at the cottage, I think. The cottage? Yep, that's where I stay too. I don't sleep in the mansion itself. So you don't live here, but only work here? Right. For one, there are men who live here. The Lord likes to show up on occasion too, and we can't have a nun wandering around while he's here. Why not? That's very odd. So, you and Nellie live together then? Yeah, we have about 6 months. We have for about 6 months or so, ever since she and Mell showed up. I wanted to let her stay with her brother, but since this is technically church property, we have to keep the boys and girls separate. I see. I'm so glad to hear Nellie's got a friend, though. Oh, what? She's not from around here, so she doesn't have many acquaintances. Oh, she's a little bit more... reserved in this timeline? In this era? With how sick she can get, she doesn't spend much time outside. Oh, yeah. Which is a shame, because she's such a sweet little girl. I'm her friend, of course, but I got responsibilities. I can only be around so often. So I'm sure she'd be delighted to have someone else to talk to. It would be my pleasure. Could you, tell me the way to the cottage then? Oh, sure, it's not that far from here. You go down... The directions I got from the nun lead me to a place I know from my own time. It's the same building where the man who had been ordered to keep me under surveillance stayed. Interesting. Sunlight seeps relentlessly through the trees, and I find myself having to look down at my feet as I follow the path. I mean, he hasn't been out in the sun in what? Like 1,000 years at this point? I it's a bit of a new experience. It's blindingly bright, painful. How are you holding up, Michael? I'll be alright. The sun's past its peak. In a few hours it won't be nearly as bad. Don't push yourself, okay? Okay. The trek is a reminder of just how inconvenient my body always was. And having this chance to experience being alive again comes with both the good parts and the bad. But now is hardly the time to complain about my sensitivity to the sun. It's not long before we reach a clearing, a small cottage surrounded by a small garden coming into view. And crouching by a flower bed, picking flowers, is the flaxen-haired girl. Hi, Nellie. Oh, she's so cute. Ah. She's so cute. Are you Nellie? Though several details of her appearance don't match my memory of her, she still has that distinct hair. It could be no one else. This Nellie is considerably thinner and looks rather frail. The effects of her being ill, I presume. Who are you? My name is Michael. I have a few questions to ask you. Can we talk for a bit? I would have thought she'd said something by now. You're being way too blunt, Michael. This is true. You've gone and scared her. What else was I supposed to say? You have to approach slowly, carefully. Go on, give her a smile. Uh-oh. A nice soft smile. Smile. That's such a grimace. Oh my god, that's terrible. I'm only here to talk. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that is definitely not a nice smile. I can't even see it and I can still tell. What did you expect? I can't just smile on demand. Oh, I've missed this music. I've missed this music. All the way back in door 1, I think was the last time we heard this. Eek! It's a bad man! A bad man has come to kidnap me! Save me, dearest Mell, before this bad man does bad things to me! Oh dear. Calm down, please. I'm not going to do anything to you. Eek! Don't get any closer. I know you're trying to do bad things to me. I'm not going to do bad things to you. I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Don't move or I'll call the guards on you. Please calm down. I mean you no harm, honestly. That's what all bad men say. No, Giselle, don't just watch. This would be a fantastic time for a little advice. Got it. Maybe she'll calm down if you mention Mell? You're a genius. I'm a friend of Mell's. What? He was telling me about you, and how you wanted someone to talk to. He asked me to go keep you company. Mell asked you to come talk to me? He did. Do you trust me now? So that makes you his friend, then? As much as it pains me to admit it. Damn. Michael! What on earth possessed you to say that? Slip of the tongue. Michael, you are just... a little troublemaker. And I appreciate it. It's great. Yeah, Michael being a mood, as always. You and him? Is that so? Yes? You're pretty old to be friends with my Mell. Are you really, really, really his friend? Really? Then prove it. How so? If you're really his friend, then you should be able to tell me all about him. Why in God's name would you ever subject me to that? Do you not like Mell, Michael? That's not it. We're just incompatible. Okay, here we go. First question. What does my Mell like most of all? I think this is actually a point where we can get a bad ending. Maps. Theater. Nelly. Yeah, I know, right? Oh. You think so too? You think I'm his favorite thing in the whole wide world? I like to believe that's what he thinks. I think it'd be wonderful if I could always be his number one. Her excessive love for her brother is still out in full force, I see. Second question. What kind of person is my Mell? I'm sorry, I have to. He's a spineless chump. How could you? I misspoke. You claim you're his friend, then you go call him spineless? You're not his friend at all, are you? No, I am. I just believe in order to be friends with someone, you need to acknowledge the good and accept the good and bad aspects of them. Or that's what Didier says anyways. Fair enough, I suppose. Oh. I don't think he's spineless at all, but maybe he acts differently around you. He's my prince, after all. I don't particularly care for that word myself. Reminds me too much of Morgana's incessant harassment. Okay, final question. Describe what he looks like for me. Isn't he? He's like a modern-day Adonis. That might be a bit of a stretch. Mell could be a prince in a fairy tale. He's got the most perfect face. May I ask you something? You do realize he's still growing, right? And that can change a man in unimaginable ways. Why'd you have to say it like that? He could end up 2 heads taller, shoulders twice as broad, and covered in muscle before you realize what's happened. I guess, but Mell? I don't know if that would happen to Mell. I feel like Mell's just gonna become, I don't know, just a little taller. That's about it. And body hair, lots of that. Facial hair as thick as these woods. Would you still consider Mell your prince if that happened to him? Mell, with a beard and muscles. I won't have it. That's not my Mell at all. You're heading into dangerous waters, Mell. My Mell will never, ever grow a beard. I'll pray every day to make sure of it, and I'll take a razor to him at night. And he won't get all big and muscly either. There's nothing princely about all of that. I wouldn't mind some muscles myself. Oh. Cause he admired Didier so much, and man, that still hurts. That one still hurts, cause Didier was the knight that handed down his sentence and killed him. Out of curiosity, did you ever want to be buff like that, Michael? Oh, well, yes, of course. Every man wants to be strong and well-built. I'm good. I don't think the beefy look would work on you. Well, that's the last of my questions. You're not a complete stranger, it seems. Sure, why not? You can be my Mell's friend. Why, thank you. This is great. I was sure you were a bad man. Why is that the first impression everyone has of me, is I'm never someone decent? Any friend of Mell's must be a good person. No, an amazing person. I don't know, he runs with some interesting folks. That's quite the faith you have in him. Why wouldn't I? He's my big brother. That's some circular logic. Huh? Is it just you? Is Mell not coming? He's rather busy at the moment. Oh, he always has something to take care of, that Mell. He's hardly given me any attention these past couple months. But that's okay, because today I've got you to keep me company. Uh-oh. Yes, you do. I can't stay long, though. Alright, just stay until sundown, then. You had something you wanted to ask me, didn't you? Well, if you're a good enough friend, I'll tell you anything you want to know. And how do I go about that? Talking. Lots and lots of talking. You have to keep me entertained. Uh-oh. Oh, Mell is... not Mell. Michael is the worst person for this. You're asking far too much of me. She's not asking much at all. She just wants to talk. Do you think someone who spent 13 years in isolation knows the first thing about holding a pleasant conversation? Hey now, I was there for a year of that. I'll help you come up with topics, so go on. Do you not want to talk to me? No, I do. I'm just not much of a conversationalist. Okay, then instead of talking, you can sing. I've never seen a minstrel before, but I always wanted to know what kinds of songs they sing. Will you show me? I've never seen one myself either. But I have heard second-hand accounts of the songs of traveling jongleurs. Oh. I didn't expect captions to get that, because I have no idea what that word means. I'm assuming it's, like, essentially minstrels or something like that. Very well, then. I'll teach you a song an old acquaintance of mine heard while traveling. Wee! I can't wait! Here goes. So good it stunned everyone speechless, huh? The silence is deafening. I'm shocked. I don't think I've ever heard someone sing so badly. Me neither. I'm flabbergasted. Let's hear you try, then. That's enough singing for today. I don't want my ears to fall off. What a vicious little girl. I know, let's bake something. Bake something? Yep, come on inside. I made some nice jam earlier, and I want to make it into a pretty little pie. Yeah, I know! You know, before she kind of went off the deep end, she was a lot of fun. Mell just kind of had to stick up his ass that time. And I know, I can't entirely blame Nelly. I think a lot of it was the witch's machinations. And Nelly is just fun. She's just a little girl who really likes her brother, and it's really good. It's really cute. You get to help me with that. I'm not much of a... Come on, get a move on. What are you much of a anyways? You're not a singer, you can't talk. What the hell do you do? You either help or you don't get to be my friend. As you wish. This is not going to end well. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. How on earth do you manage to turn a pie into this monstrosity? Good to know Michael is still just as bad at cooking. He is still... What did Giselle call him? An offense to the culinary arts? Something like that. I gave it my best shot. There's only one explanation. You're possessed. It's true, he is, but I'm a perfectly good chef. Could you imagine if Michael could just, like, hand the reins over to Giselle? Just like, alright, please take over, Giselle, please. Please take over my body, please, please, please. Unfortunately, he does not have that luxury. Michael's just naturally terrible at it. God, could this go any worse? Don't ask that. I can't give this to Mell. Jerk, dimwit, loser. God, she's so much fun. Yeah, I forgot too how much fun Nelly is. She's just silly. It's great. I'm sorry. Well, I guess we've got no choice but to eat it ourselves. Uh-oh. I'll set the table. In a twist, this is what killed everyone. Not the saint's blood, it was the poisoned pie. What? And I'll make us some tea while I'm at it. You know, I've always dreamed of this. Sitting around a table with a friend, having snacks, and just talking. Oh. Oh. Yep, and for that I can deal with a little awful, disgusting pie. Well, it's nice to know that she does get that in the first store. It's just too bad I couldn't share it with my Mell too. I see. For all her complaining, she seems to be enjoying herself. I can only imagine how lonely she is out here. Well, she may act all bright and cheerful. Beneath it is a real sense of isolation. Hi, Archivist. How was your stream? I think I saw you playing. We are very far into Fata Morgana, by the way. Very, very far. Did I spell that right? Oh, how was Soul Silver? Heart Gold, whichever one it was. Let me put this up, and thank you so much for the raid. Let me do this. That is the content warning for this game. It's a lot. But I think we're through most of it. Yeah, it is a warning and a half. Oh, nice. Soul Silver Nuzlocke. That's fun. Yeah, oh dear. Are you... I never know. For like Silver and Gold and the remakes, do you count the Nuzlocke as being done after you defeat the champion, or is it after Red? Because I think you can do it either way, honestly. But yeah, it's... it's a lot, but it's definitely a very, very good game. So welcome in, I'm Zerayo. I play... Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, get that little punk. Good luck though, he's a menace. I play visual novels and RPGs, and just any other weird games. And this is the house in Fata Morgana. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Is it a randomizer? Because I know that's what I do a lot, but I can definitely understand not doing that as well. I just do that because I just have played the games too much myself. But yeah, welcome in everyone. We are standard rules. Oh, okay. Oh, it's your first time playing that. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I mean, I guess you knew about Red. I think everyone knows about Red. Because that's such a cool... Oh, first Nuzlocke. Okay. How's it been? Hope you didn't lose anyone too important this run. I know I did a randomized Ruby Nuzlocke, and oi, that hurts sometimes. Oi. Yeah, how'd it go? How did the stream go? Just grinding, I think you said? So no, like, hopefully no big losses. But yeah, welcome. This is the house in Fata Morgana. It is a wonderful, wonderful visual novel. That actually has a trans character in it. Oh shit, that hurts. Ooh. That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it happens sometimes, unfortunately. Oy. Who'd you wipe to? Or who'd you almost wipe to, I guess? Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember, I think one, like, Emerald Rando Nuzlocke, second rival fight. Yeah. Yeah, the rival can be a pain in that one. I think I wiped to Brawly one time, except for a Linoon, and then I had to claw my way back. Oh, that was rough. But yeah. Yeah, Cake probably remembers it more than I do. I think she's played him more. But yeah, this is the house in Fata Morgana. It is a very good visual novel. Oh, Totodile. Yeah, that little guy can hit hard. But this is about well, this is like the very this is very, very late into the game. A lot has happened. A lot. But I really do appreciate the raid. But if you do not want to, and if you don't want any spoilers, please feel free to hop out. Because we are in the end game. But this is a game about you awaken as a soul that has... Yeah, it's really good. You awaken as a soul that has, like, wandered into this mansion. And you meet, the maid. That's what she's called. of the mansion who says that you are one of her masters. However, you have to figure out which one you are. You don't remember who you are. So she takes you through the past eras of the mansion to see the masters of the times. So actually, this is the sister of one of the masters here. Hold on, it's not. Why isn't it not showing up? I think I have to. There you go. This is the sister of one of the masters of the mansion. So this is Nellie, whose sister is Mell, and they come from. I think it's like what time was it? It was like I want to say like 1580 something, somewhere around there, like almost 1600s. And then there's like there's a door that takes place in like industrial times, and it's just really cool, and it's really good. I've played it before, and it made me cry for like half an hour. Last stream of it, it was. Well, not last stream, technically. I did stream this a little bit today, but I was too tired. So I ended stream and took a nap. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking this game out. It's really good. And it has a fantastic depiction of a intersex trans person. Intersex. Trans person. There we go. Yeah, it's so good. But again, there is the paragraph of content warnings. It's a lot. But I would be, yes, it is very good. But yeah, we are in like the very... It's difficult. I don't think I can describe where we're at without spoiling stuff. Yeah, we're at a very end portion of the game, very close to the end, so very understandable if you want to just hop out, because it's been a wild ride. It has been a wild ride. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid again. I really appreciate it. And if you aren't following AE, please go follow them. I know they also play. How's Conquest been going? I think. Yeah. No, you're all good. Yeah. How has Conquest been going? I think I saw you playing that another time. I don't think I was able to catch it, but I think I saw you playing that again recently. Have you? I think you were close to the end. I think was what the stream title had said or something like that. How's that been going? This Conquest is... I kind of wish they had made, like, I don't know. Yeah, approaching the... Are you planning on doing any of the, Are you planning on doing any of the post-game? Because that game has a weird... I don't wanna spoil anything if you don't know anything about it. It has a weird way it does post-game stuff. But yeah, I'm glad you're approaching the end of it. That's a fun game. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know. I definitely enjoyed it. It's a very fun game. I kind of wish they'd explore more with like different genres with Pokemon. You know? I mean, I guess there's like Pokemon Snap. There's the Pokemon Ranger series, which God, we need a new one of those. There's a Mystery Dungeon, but. That's about it. I guess there's Pokemon Unite, but I haven't checked that out. But yeah, again, thank you so much for the raid, and I'm glad your stream went well. I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, oh yeah, the spin-offs are so good. Honestly, they're so good. I had recently been playing, not on stream, but I recently was playing. Yeah, Mystery Dungeon is so good. I've never been able to get back into what the second ones. Yeah. I'm glad you could stop by. Like Sky and Explorer. that first part with Chatot and Wigglytuff is just... I don't know. It's too annoying for me. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't deal with these guys. Like, I guess the other guild members... Yeah, the Explorer games are so good. Oh, I've been meaning to play, yeah, no, but they're good. I should probably push through that, because I hear Sky is really good. I've only played... I don't remember which one I played, because it really doesn't matter, but, I think I played Darkness. Explorers of Darkness. I have, what is it? Super Mystery Dungeon? I've been meaning to play that. But yeah, the Mystery Dungeon games are so good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that for sure. Yeah, I think the first Mystery Dungeon will always have a special place in my heart, because I played it a lot as a kid. I remember playing it at my dad's, I remember playing it at my dad's, because my dad owned a construction company, back before, what was it, 2008? Oh, wow, that's gotta be tough, because I hear they have, like, there's some, like, super bosses or something in that, or something like that. But I have a specific memory of, doing push-ups at my dad's construction company, like, site. Well, not the site, like the building there, to earn game time or something. It was, even as a kid, I was a gamer. Mostly due to the GBA, which is why I play a lot of GBA games. But yeah, yeah, they don't go easy on you in some of those. Oh my god! I remember trying to do in the first game. I tried to do what's that dungeon that sets you back to level 1? Yeah. Oh, I really wish I had played the what is it? The remakes, the Mystery Dungeon DX. Those were cool. I really appreciate the art style they went with there. Kind of almost reminds me of this art style a little bit, with like almost like oil watercolor kind of, I guess. I don't know. I'm not I'm not an artist. Oh wait, there's something I do need to show off though. Where is it? No, that's the... Oh, was it near it? Ah. Boom. Have to do that. Yes. Yeah, it looked nice. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is a lot for... They do that. I'm very much looking forward to the Battle Network collection though. That I will probably drop some money on. I'll probably get it on PC. Because apparently it is coming to PC, so... But yeah, that's a lot to do for just a remake. I mean, it's a very pretty remake, but, you know. Nostalgia can only carry it so far, you know? Anyways, Nelly is very cute. So, I'm gonna try to get back to... But please feel free to keep chatting in chat. I always appreciate that. And thank you again. I think this is the 4th time I've said thank you for the raid. But thank you, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, nostalgia can only take you so far. She may act all bright and cheerful, but beneath it is a real sense of isolation. Michael! I love you, Michael. And the same can be said about the girl behind the first door. As vivacious and pushy as she could be, you could see hints of loneliness behind it all. Her brother was practically all she had while she lived in the mansion. Yeah. But if I were to guess, that's not the life she really wanted. All the characters have had a very rough time. Oy, oy, oy. I don't think there's a non-traumatized character here. That's just how visual novels be, you know? It's the trauma. I bet she would have preferred to be able to go out and play with friends. Oh yeah, because in the first story she was basically stuck in the mansion because she was a noble's child, so she couldn't really... Difficult to make friends that way. Especially when, you know, the friends, quote-unquote, that you make with, you know, other noble children are just your parents trying to push you for some, you know... What's the word I'm looking for? For political gain. Yeah. Not easy. Not easy. Being born into a noble family takes away a lot of your freedom. Yep. Arranged marriage, that too. That too. Yeah, she did have that too. Which sucked. Even in such a drastically different time period, she's still the same girl inside. Actually, maybe the parallels extend beyond her as a person, and into the course of her two different lives. Perhaps that means all those who were reconstructed at Morgana's wish are destined to lead similar lives. Though destined might be putting it too nicely. Yeah, Morgana kinda put her grubby little fingers in there and kinda dialed up the sisterly love a little too much. Ay ay ay. That suffice to say, there's a very spooky image. This game goes a lot of different places. It's usually not this fun, but I think we've earned it at this point. We've gone through like 7 or 8 doors of pain and tragedy. We deserve a little break. And these two, Michael and Giselle, deserve to be together. They're just the cutest power couple, as I said in the title. Nelly. I would be glad to lend you my ear, if you would like. You can talk about the weather or your brother. Anything you want. You will? Great, take a seat. I've got lots I want to talk about. More than you can possibly imagine. Uh-oh. Not good for Michael. And you'll never guess what Mell said next. But I mean more to him than anyone in the world. I could have guessed that. So I'm growing flowers out in the garden, right? Well, when I've got enough of them, I'm going to make a big bouquet and give it to Mell. She still thinks about her brother all the time. Back at home, we've got this really, really big yard with this huge tree we used to take naps under when it was nice out. So what do you think about the tea I made? The flower petal's what really ties it all together. Don't drink the flower petals. Oh, and you won't believe what happened after that. Oh, I guess that means you start... Oh, wait. One more question, A. Did Cyndaquil survive? Because that's who you would have had to start with, right? Losing your starter hurts. That one really hurts, especially if you kept them for some time. I think in the no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that. Oof. That hurts. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Toblerone the Pulava. No. I guess we didn't deserve the big Toblerone. Sorry. Oh, I know. Oh, losing the starter hurts. Or you know, if you like already lost your starter, you kind of whoever's been with you the longest, that hurts. Because I remember I lost. I remember the Ruby Nuzlocke I did. I started with a Diglett, forgot to name it, and lost it 2 levels later. It was. Oh. But yeah, I am so sorry that you lost Quilava. I am trying to relate with my terrible Nuzlocke that happened. But we won that Nuzlocke, so there's hope for you yet. See, Toblerone is a very good name. That is a very good name. Care for another cup of tea? I'll make as much as you can drink. No, thank you. I'm fine. I feel like all I did was nod and listen. Oh, crunch the Rattata, no! Hey, Rattata. There you go. The captions sometimes can't quite. You will avenge them. Yes. Yes, that is the way. I remember freaking... What was it? Because we were doing a randomized one. So... I lost... Who did I lose to a Zangoose first? Zangoose. Oh, that's right. I lost an Azurill that was going to evolve at some point to a Zangoose. Yeah. I'd been waiting forever for it to evolve, and I lost it to a Zangoose. And then I get to the 8th gym leader, and he pulls out a Zangoose. And I think he took down one of my guys with it. And then I get to the champion, and Steven has a Zangoose and takes someone out with it. Like, it was ridiculous. I know. And it was with randomized evolutions. So it could have evolved into literally anything. I think Tentacle did die. But except I renamed him because you guys hated that name so much. Because it was he had technically 8 tentacles. Terrible. But yeah, I think that's... And yeah, random abilities, random moves. Yeah, oh, that one hurt. You like the name? I like the butt too. Thank you, Buttspot. Yes, Buttspot, yes. Buttspot, my beloved. But yeah, God, I want to do another Nuzlocke, but I'm probably going to wait until I get my new PC, and I'm probably going to do... I'm thinking like a black and white Nuzlocke, maybe? That's what I'm thinking. And then maybe I'll do black and white 2 after that. Although, I wonder... How does the because I'm wondering... What if the randomizer accidentally, like, pulls from, the Pokemon from Pokestar Studios, you know, the fake Pokemon, the... those ones. What if it pulls from that? That would be interesting. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll, hopefully that'll be soon, because I'm trying to... There have been many issues trying to order a new PC. Ay. But, yeah, I would really appreciate that. Oh, we have a Discord if you'd like to join. You don't, of course, have to, but I feel like I don't plug it enough. We talk silly stuff there. But, wait, I bet you have a Discord too, and I forgot to join it. But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Nuzlocks are such a journey. I think my favorite part about them is how emotional they can get. Like, you wouldn't think that just losing a Pokemon can hurt so much, but having them go through so much and then it hurts. It hurts. It's rough. I think it's Nuzlocks are what's it called? They're an example of, I think, one of my favorite storytelling methods, which is divergent. Not it's divergent. It's emergent storytelling. Oh. Oh, good. Ah, man. Shoot. I can't believe I did that. Give me a sec. Or, Cake, do you think you could get... Oh, I can get it. That's my bad. Oh, jeez. But yeah, like, emergent storytelling where it's like... You know, the story... There's no, like... It's like, a lot like D&D, which I should play more of, but I'm always... I don't know. It's difficult for me, I guess. But, like, you know how just dice rolls can change literally everything. I really, that just always is... I don't know. I think that's why, you know, like, that's why it's been so long, but I really do need to listen to some D&D podcasts. It's been a long time. I think the last one... Yeah. Oh, they're so good. D&D podcasts are always fun to listen to as well. Here, I can post the link in chat that I just... That one shouldn't expire, so I should probably replace it with that one. The Adventure Zone is... I think that one is just such a good one, but it's very long. But yeah, just emergent storytelling is what it's, I think what it's called. I really appreciate it. Because you kind of, you don't go in with like expectations for the story. It just kind of goes wherever it wants to. Because you literally, especially when it's randomized, that's when things get nasty. But anyways, yeah, I'm so sorry you lost your starter. That hurts. I think because we had an attempt, because that was our second attempt at the Ruby randomized Nuzlocke. The first time we wiped at Watson to a Nidorino, and you're in. Scary. It's very sorry. Yeah, the Nidorino just sludge bombed me to death. Just took out 4 of my guys, and I lost 2 others in the same gym. So I lost all 6 of my team in one gym. It was painful. And then literally the next time we got through Watson's gym with no casualties. So it was something. I think I remember he had an Executor, but I also had a Scizor named Alienware that just one-shot it with Mega Horn. But yeah, welcome to the Discord. It's very... I don't know. It can be chaotic, and I appreciate that. A friend of mine, who I actually met through streaming, Jess, in the Discord, actually, like, revamped it. It was a bit, less... It looks a lot better now. Yeah, chaos is always good. We try to have good chaos. I really need to... I'll make my schedule after the stream. Because I have it in my head, but I've only put it down once. Because I'm so bad. That is where the chaos extends to. I have not gotten a schedule. I've only done a schedule once. I need to be better about that. But, yeah. I play a lot of different games. I don't know. So please, if you have any suggestions for like games or anything, I would love to hear it because I always enjoy checking out new stuff. Yeah, it's probably I wanted to, you know, want it to be predictable when I stream, I guess. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. I feel like all I did was nod and listen. And the bulk of it was about Mell, no less. Yeah, that's what I expected. She really loves her brother. To be fair, they only really have each other. In this time and in the other era, they've only really had each other. I haven't talked that much in ages. Time sure flew by, huh? The sun's starting to set. Do you and the nun not speak much? We do, but it's kind of... I don't know. Not really the same with her. Just feels, I guess, like she's too important for me to waste her time being the lady in charge of the church, and pretty much the whole estate. And what about Mell? Does he not visit you very often? No, he does. He comes to see me a lot. Then, why? He hasn't been himself lately. Ha ha ha. There's a reason for that. Ha 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 ha. He's definitely not complicit in keeping a tortured one-armed girl held captive in a tower and stealing her blood to make a miracle potion. Haha, nothing like that. This game's wild. My old Mell would always happily listen to whatever I had to say, but now he seems kind of distracted? It sounds like he's really busy. When he visits, he doesn't stay for long, and he has to go back to the mansion at night. I'll try to get him to stay longer, but it never works. And he always avoids the question when I ask him why he can't. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Pain. Feels like he's hiding something. Knowing what he's hiding, I can understand why he wouldn't want to talk about it. He could never tell his precious little sister that he and 2 other men have a girl locked up in a tower, and that he's stealing her blood for her sake. I wish things could have stayed the way they were before. The way they were before? When it was just the 2 of us living together. I know we're more stable here, and I can get the medicine I need from the church. But I'd rather stay being sick than be so alone. Oh. You said you came here around 6 months ago. Yep, it was just the 2 of us before that. Well, before that, at our old house, we had a bunch of servants. Oh, she was a noble girl in this time, too. But I never really liked it there, either. That many people around, I just felt more alone. I liked it so much better when it was just me and Mell. Is that really what you want? To be sick and in constant pain? It's better than being alone. Mell just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand that the loneliness is so much worse. Or maybe that's just a guy thing. They don't get what it's like to be ignored. It feels like to be left in the dark, not knowing anything. We don't understand. No. We think saving their lives matters above all. Oh yeah, haha. Michael is feeling a bit bad, isn't he? Considering he sacrificed his life to save Giselle and leave her all on her own for hundreds and hundreds of years. Huh? Even if there's a cost to saving that life. We're incapable of gauging how great it is. We're unable to see how egotistical, how self-serving our actions are. Are you talking about yourself? The same could be said of Mell as well, I imagine. Mel's still around, though. He's there, but it's like he's trying to avoid me. All I want for is him to be here, to be with me. That's all I really want. It doesn't even have to be a perfect fairy tale prince. Have you ever told him that? What? Have you ever told him that he doesn't have to be the perfect brother? That he'd be happy with just having him there? Have you ever put those feelings into words? I'm always telling him I want him around. And that he doesn't have to be your prince to do so? He's already said he will be my prince, and he always smiles whenever I talk about it. So how am I supposed to turn around and say he doesn't have to be my prince anymore? I know it's not your intention to force an ideal image onto him, but unconsciously, subconsciously, that's what you're doing when you talk like that. And Mell, he's trying to meet those expectations. Actually, he may not be conscious of it himself. And he just believes, deep down, that that's the kind of person he's supposed to be. Or more accurately, he seems to have a need to make himself look good to others. He believes that if he's good to others, they'll be good to him in return. Am I a burden? I can assure you, he's better off with you around. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh boy. Whew, after he left, after the blowout in the first store, man. What did they say? He just like joined the church and like died alone? Like, fuck. Oy. But I am a burden to him right now, aren't I? Be honest with me. Yes, you are. Does Mell not like me anymore? Is that why he's been avoiding me? I promise you that's not the case. At the very least, he's doing what he's doing now because of how much he cares about you. You promise? I promise. I love him. I love my Mell so very much. Too much, in fact. We've seen how too much can be. I still am gonna have nightmares about her wearing the white-haired girl's hair as a wig. I feel like that's the first moment when this game really starts rolling. It really starts going. I think that's like one of the... That is the first moment. It's like, oh, this visual novel's a little fucked up. To be honest, I know I do. I understand that, really. I know I'm making his life difficult. But Mell's all I have. He's the only person I can latch on to. And I can't control my feelings. It can be difficult to tame your emotions at your age. There's nothing wrong with that. However, you should have taken stock of those emotions, sorted through everything you've got on your mind, and then sat down with him to talk it out. Even if those things you feel seem wrong or unspeakable. You should have opened up to him, taken the time to figure out what works best for the both of you. You too needed to face the things you carried in your heart, the things your brother carried in his. By not doing so, you end up never quite on the same page. Small misunderstandings piling up until it all comes crashing down. Yeah, again, we've seen that. If they had just talked it out, communicated their feelings to one another, maybe their tragedy could have been avoided, even with Morgana's curse in play. If Melly only had a chance to come to grips with her feelings for Mell, then maybe things wouldn't have escalated the way they did. Her actions that night were arguably hysteric, but she wasn't always like that. I'm sorry. That was out of line. None of this is any of my business, I know. No need to apologize. You're a very curious man, you know that? That's for sure. Huh? We only met a couple of hours ago, but you talk like you've known me my whole life. Kind of. Kind of have, haven't we? We've already seen, you know, the crux of her life in the future, in her future life. But I guess that doesn't entirely determine this life. It's like you can hear everything I'm thinking, see everything in my heart. Did Mell tell you all of that? No, he did not tell me much. I didn't think so. He doesn't know me that well. Oh. Nellie's kind of perceptive, like she knows. She's not like the little airheaded like child that she acts like. She's like really emotionally perceptive. She just kind of acts like she isn't to ignore the things she knows. Like she knows that she shouldn't be having these feelings for her brother, and that Mell should be more open with her, but you know, it's difficult to talk about any of that. It's not too late, is it? If I talk to him, really tell him how I feel, do you think Mell will listen? I know he will. It won't make things worse. It won't make him uncomfortable. It will, but there's worse things than being uncomfortable. There is a chance that rifts may form at first, but those cracks can be filled again. And I promise you, the result will be something much better than if you had held it in. It will all work out. It feels like we're like inserted into a Shakespearean tragedy, and like after we've read the script and we're trying to avoid the end. It's great. I love it. Okay. Next time I see Mell, I'll tell him. I'll tell him he doesn't have to try to bring my prince. Good. You really are a curious man. You're the first person ever to talk to me like I'm a real person. Everyone loves to say how sweet and adorable I am, but that's it. I was only ever their make-believe princess. You are a real person, I assure you. Thanks. You know, after talking to you, I'm feeling a whole lot better. Like I can do anything. I'm glad you came by today. And called Mell a spine... What did we call him? A spineless chump. That was a fun dialogue choice. And I'm glad I could meet you in person. It's weird. Really feels like we've known each other our entire lives. I've known of you for some time. Yeah. Oof, that line hurts. Especially since I'm assuming she's including Mell. So that Oof. That hurts. Yeah. This game has a lot of lines that hurt. Especially back in the, back when we were learning who Michael is, learning about his past, and oy oy oy. Anyone who's you know, not gender conforming surely knows how it feels to, you know, what was the line he said? That your body didn't fit the shape of your soul? Ugh. That hurts. That's oy oy oy. And I'm cis, and I still, you know, I still get it. I can't imagine how much more it hits home for, you know, people who are can directly relate to that. Or perhaps I should say, what you will become. Huh? Oh, no. Ignore me. Was that supposed to be a pickup line? Bad, Michael. I'm still too young for that. No, I wasn't. And now you're getting flustered. I swear that's not what that was. I know. Jeez, do you really think I trust you that little? Sorry. Ooh, I had just the most wonderful idea. Oh? Yep. Instead of being my friend, I'll let you be something even better. Huh? You're my second brother. Second brother? You won't take my hair and make a wig to impress Mell, right? Right? A brother is much more special to me than a friend. Though obviously you can't be my number one. I'm blanking. She's taking a liking to you. This is good for us. I'm not sure how I feel about her putting so much trust in me so quickly, though. Yep, terrible. Another mark against him. The amount of time it takes isn't important. Sorry to sidetrack. I am so excited that they're making another game. They're making I think they were saying they're making like a detective game. I don't know if it's a visual novel, but Novectical, the people who made this game, are making another game. I'm very excited for it. I have no idea when it's going to come out though. What matters is that you listen to her. You understand her, and you treated her like a real person. In her eyes, you're someone she can depend on. Do you not want me as your sister? Actually, I was the youngest child, so having a younger sibling would be, oh, man. God. And then his two older brothers stabbed him in the back. One after the other. Boy, that hurts. Would be what? Come on, spit it out. It would be rather nice. You bet it would. Who wouldn't want an adorable little sister like me? Yes, you're very cute. Head pat. That's a bit narcissistic, wouldn't you say? Well, it's true, isn't it? Go on, tell me I'm adorable, dearest Mell. Most awkward man of the century. I love him. What? Well, don't just stare at me. If my Mell were here, he wouldn't bat an eye. Please don't compare me to him. know, now might be a good time to tell her about Morgana. Part of me feels like I would be taking advantage of her newly earned trust, but it'll be certainly easier to bring up now, while she holds me in such high regard. She's much more likely to believe me. You're right. I agree, now's probably the best chance we'll get. Especially considering how little time we have. Yeah, it sucks we only have 3 days. And then the moon is going to crash, right? I've never beaten Majora's Mask. I didn't even get very far in it, but I did play it a little bit. It's just been a very long time. I don't think I've ever beaten a Zelda game. I think I played A Link Between Worlds and I got close to beating it. But that is it. And I played Breath of the Wild a little bit before something happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. Would you like to say what happened to it, Cake? I can't shake the feeling I'm rushing things, but at this point all I can do is go with it and pray it works out. If we had the time, I think we'd all like to hold off. Now it looks like she's having so much fun. And even you seem to be enjoying yourself. No, Ah, shit, that's what happened. Ah, that sucks. I thought it... Was that a different game that you lent to somebody and they didn't lend back? Or they just, like, vanished or whatever? I didn't know your Switch got stolen. That sucks. I'm just... It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm having fun watching you myself. Let's do it. Let's tell her about Morgana. We have to do it at some point anyway. Yes, let's. Nelly, do you mind if I ask you a question? That's what I thought. That's what I thought happened. Yeah. What was in the Switch then? Do you remember? I guess you don't, obviously. Do you mind if I ask you a question? What is it, dearest Michael? Ask me anything you want. Have you heard of something called Saint's Blood? You mean the medicine? Yes, except it's not actually. I know, yeah. Oh. It's actually the Saintess' blood. Saintess' blood. Not medicine. But no telling. You... what? One day before we moved here, when it was just me and Mell, the Saintess came to visit. My mind had been all foggy for a long time, like I was not quite asleep, but not quite awake either. But when I heard her soft, pleasant voice, the fog cleared a bit. And then she performed a miracle for me. Blood is awful and gross and terrible, but the Saintess's, hers is different. Nope. It's giving everybody diseases. Hers is pure. Nope. So you're saying you know everything, Nelly? About the observation tower and... Huh? The tower? What about it? That's where they keep her. What? No, the Saintess is always in the chapel. And she stays here with me. She comes back at nights. Oh. Interesting. In fact, she should be here any minute now. Huh. So, she thinks the Saintess is the nun and not Morgana. No, Nelly. That blood comes from... I'm really, really grateful to her. She didn't just perform the one miracle. She's been taking care of me while I'm here, too. So whenever I see her, I always say thank you. I thank her for sharing her blood with me. And she always says it's nothing, with a big smile. Nelly, no. The nun has no idea. She just assumes Nelly's thanking her for giving her the medicine. I owe the Saintess my life. No, Nelly. she's not the one you should be grateful to. Huh? The girl you owe your life to has been locked up, suffering and alone even as we speak. But the Saintess is at the church. Oh, rip Doom. I didn't know you had Doom. I've never played Doom, actually, either. There's a lot of games I need to play. I should probably make a list or something at some point. The Saintess is at the church. The girl who came to visit you is not the nun everyone calls the Saintess. Her name is Morgana. What are you talking about, Michael? The Saintess is locked up? Stop that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. Please believe me. While you were lying in bed, sick and barely conscious, did you get a good look at the Saintess who gave you her blood? You didn't, did you? You couldn't make out any details because your mind was a haze. And then when you arrived at this estate, you met a woman who people called the Saintess, giving out medication known as Saint's Blood. So you assumed she was the one who had cured you. That's the story you chose to believe. If what you're saying is true, then where is the other Saintess? The one who came to see me? At the top of the mansion's observation tower. The door to the tower is locked. She's imprisoned there. And how do you know this? Because... wouldn't be wise to tell her I'm from the future just yet. Yeah, can you believe this is a line in this game? And it makes sense? Oh man. This game goes all over the place. I love it. Oh, another thing that I really, if I had any artistic talent at all, this is going back to the Nuzlocke. I love to see people's like comics of their Nuzlocke and like art locks. It's so good. Those are so good to see. I love those. I mean, especially when they lose someone. Because it hurts, but then they draw it, and it hurts more. I don't know. It's so good. Anyways, that's enough about Nuzlocke. Nuzlocke. Does it? It gets it sometimes. The captions gets it sometimes. Nuzlocke. Nuzlocke? There you go. See? It got it. That would only serve to confuse her further. All I need to convince her of right now is that Morgana is being held in the tower. There's an idea. Perhaps I can borrow from the story the white-haired girl told Mell. Oh, smart. I received a letter. A letter? There's a single window, far out of reach in the chamber at the top of the tower. A dove flew in through the window, and so she wrote a letter, tying it to the bird's leg and releasing it in hopes someone would come to set her free. That letter ended up in my hands. That's the case. Then who locked her up? You're not gonna want to hear this, Nellie. Was it the Saintess? The one I know? No, I don't believe the nun is aware. I think she's simply doing her job in good faith. Then who? Michael, I know very well that what I'm about to say will likely crush her. But I can't let that stop me. Who would do such a terrible thing? Nellie, I want you to brace yourself for what I'm about to say. There are 3 men participating in Morgana's imprisonment. And one of those 3 is your brother, Mell. I understand that that's the last thing you wanted to hear. but please believe me, I would not say something so upsetting lightly. I wish to save Morgana, the true saint. And I would like your assistance. Without your help, I can't get her out of the tower. I need to get through to Mell, otherwise he and Morgana will remain entrapped. That's not true. Nellie. You're lying. You have to be. My Mell would never do something so horrible. You're a terrible liar. It's true. I swear to you. You think I'm going to believe that? My Mell. My Mell's an amazing, wonderful person. He's not cruel and evil. He's good and kind, like a prince. And a prince would never lock someone up. I know you're not blind, Nellie. See, that's the problem. They have similar names. You can see that all your prince talk has been putting pressure on him. So, you think that's gonna change my mind? He has no reason to do any of that. But he does, Nellie. He's certainly not happy about it, no. But he's doing it for you. What do you mean? He needs her blood to keep you healthy. Oh, Dead by Daylight. That's another game I've never played. So, to ensure he always has a supply. But no, he... And despite that, Saint's blood probably doesn't even have healing properties. No one benefits from doing this. Not you, not Mell, and certainly not Morgana. And I don't think anyone can stop him except you. Hi.
Is Milkshake in here?
Nope, I don't know where he is.
Why you got so much shit on your floor? I love you.
Love you too.
Tell everybody hi.
Mom says hi. Love you. Let me pick it up. Oh, I just spilled a bunch more of those beads. I forgot. That's annoying. I forgot that my weighted blanket is punctured. It's very sad. And I don't think anyone can stop him except you. Mell won't listen to me. There's a thought. I should probably get a new weighted blanket, or ask to get one. Or ask to patch this one up. I just don't know where the hole is on it. Anyways. I should figure that out. Did you not just say you would talk things through with him? Just shut up. Stop talking already. I'm done listening to you. Nellie. I'll never believe you. You're not my brother anymore. You're just a horrible, horrible man. Who do you think you are to march in here and try to make my Mell into the bad guy? After I made you my second brother. What's wrong with you? I trusted you. I ate nasty pie and had tea with you. But you're just a mean, evil man here to turn me against my Mell. I know you don't want to believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. Every word. I beg you to open your eyes. Ask him yourself. If you don't believe me, then ask Mell about Morgana. I guarantee you, he'll panic. Enough! Enough already! Get out of here! Get out this instant! Nellie. Don't say my name! Just go away! Get out of here! Now! I don't want to see you ever again! I should have chased you off the moment I saw you. Get out! Now! I pray you can find it in yourself to open your eyes and face the truth. Get out! One last thing before I go, Nellie. Oh, we're not hearing it, though. We don't know what he said. Interesting. Hey, Cake, promise me you'll never lock somebody up in a tower to extract their blood for my sake, okay? It was my only option, I know that. But I feel like all I accomplished by telling her was bringing her more pain. No promises? No! Terrible. It's a difficult balance. We just have to pray that you were able to get through to her. I'm sure she'll come around. If only we had a little more time. Yeah, well, that's what everyone wishes for. More time. Not enough time in the world for everything. In 3 days, it will all be over. Morgana and the entire web of people connected to her will die. That's not enough time. Let's return to the mansion and look for Mell. Look for Mell. There we go. I would like to speak with him. There's a chance we can get even the smallest bit of Nellie's feelings through to him. Maybe he'll have a change of heart. Hopefully. It's hardly going to be elegant, but it's what must be done. Hi, Mell. Ha 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 ha. We traumatized your sister. Yay! Well, to be fair, you traumatized your sister. Yay! Did you just get back? The Saintess was telling me you went to see Nellie. What do you think? Sweet girl, isn't she? That she is. Though she can be a bit of a handful at times. I'm glad you could keep her company for a bit. Now, just to be sure, you kept a lid on all your crazy talk, right? No. She treated me to some tea. Nothing more. The stuff with the flower petals in it, yeah? She thinks it's some kind of charm to make it taste better. Oh, so they did drink flower petals. Girls seem to have a thing for stuff like that. Mell. Could you spare a bit of your time for me? We need to talk. Oh, nothing good starts with that line. Sure. Can it wait a bit, though? I have to run a little errand after supper. When I'm done with that, I'll meet you in your room. All right. You think the errand is... bring Morgana her meal. Morgana her meal, presumably. We might be able to catch the three of them opening the door if we trail Mell. It's too big a risk. Mel's already wary enough as it is. I concur. We don't know how the other two might react either. It's best to play it safe. I'd imagine Yukimasa would just kill us instantly. No one's going to come to our defense if we're caught. Not at this point in time. So we'd be better off waiting in our room. Agreed. The winter has receded and spring is well upon the land. There's still a sharp chill to the night air. Even with the windows shut, the wind still manages to slip through the cracks, making the candle flame waver. Neither Giselle nor I say much of anything. But nevertheless, when she does speak, the sound of her voice, soft and pleasant, relaxes my nerves. This is the only straight couple what's the word? I respect. faint sound of her breathing reminds me I'm not alone, that she's there, always watching over me. When the candle is about half gone, the door swings open. Sorry it took so long. What did you want to talk about? You didn't bring anyone with you? No, I didn't. Who did you think I would bring? No one. I was just checking. And now, I'll get straight to the point. You're afflicted with a great deal of remorse, are you not, Mell? Pardon? I know what you're doing, what you're involved in. I know the girl at the top of the observation tower very well. Her name is Morgana, and you have her imprisoned in that tower. The door requires 3 keys to open, of which you possess one. You need her for her miracle blood. How? I came here to stop you. How do you know any of that? It's not possible she could have told anyone. Did one of them tell you? No, it wasn't them. I was told all of this by Morgana herself. How could she? What I'm about to tell you is going to seem impossible, but every word of it is the truth. I am not from this time. Many, many years after her death, Morgana's soul told me what happened to her. What? What are you even talking about? She's still alive. Not for long, bud. You're not from this time? What? Are you mad? Can you come up with any other explanation for how I would know everything I know? There's a single window in the room at the top of the tower. A small, insignificant thing that sits high upon the wall. And entirely useless for communicating with the outside world. Remember, who told us the story about a prince coming to rescue her from a tower that had a single window high up in it? It was the white-haired girl. That's probably part of why Michael thinks Morgana is the white-haired girl, because she seems to have some of her memories. Very interesting. I forgot about that. In 3 days' time, during the Harvest Festival, Morgana will die. And I must prevent that from happening. Prevent it? To do that, I need your key. Will you give it to me? There you go, talking nonsense again. You know, I warned you not to kick up any dust. For your own sake. But I guess that didn't get through, huh? I don't care who you are or where you came from. All that matters is that you intend to stand in our way. What, did you think I was just a helpless little boy? That you could take my key without any trouble? Well, you'd be right about that. If it was only me, stealing my key and setting her free would be a trivial matter. But it's not only me. And the other two, they won't hesitate to kill you. Yeah, they won't. They would not. Your life, anyone's life, means nothing to them. You don't know what they're like. How terrifying they can be. I think I know. Pretty well, actually. They're killers. I'll tell them everything you told me. I'll tell them you know our secret. Don't come crying to me when they come for you. I warned you. Is that what you want? Will you find the comfort you seek by being their devoted little slave and keeping Morgana imprisoned in that tower? What else can I... If you feel at all ashamed about your part in this, if you want to do something to correct it, then you need to take that step. You can't fix this problem on your own, no. But I am here to help. I'm not ashamed about anything. Don't lie to yourself. Don't act like you know how I feel. What the hell is your deal anyway? You show up out of nowhere spouting all this "I'll save you" and I'm here to help rubbish. You need to do this for your sister. See, now that's ridiculous. If I wash my hands of this, I won't have access to the witch's blood anymore. And without that, Nellie can't get better. She'll die without that blood. Her blood has no miraculous healing powers. You only believe it does, making it appear to work. Yeah, what's that called? I forget what effect that's called. Not Stockholm, that's different. The placebo effect, that's right. You're mad. Morgana's blood is not curing Nellie. In fact, it may very well be killing her. If you keep giving her that blood, Nellie will also lose her life during the Harvest Festival. What? You're standing on the precipice of a horrific tragedy, and you're going to take everyone down with you if you don't turn back now. What are you? All three of you are going to lose everything on the day of the festival. And there's only one way to prevent that. You have to set Morgana free. You're insane. If you think I would believe that. Nellie's going to die? Could you have told a more mean-spirited lie? You're the one who's trying to kill her. I'm just trying to save her. And you're going about it the entirely wrong way. Do you have any idea how lonely your sister is right now? You should be at her side. That's what you should be doing instead of stealing a poor girl's blood. I've heard enough. What do you know? If I lose Nellie, I'll have no one. My whole world will collapse. This was the only way I could keep that from happening. This was my best option, my only option. So no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep Morgana locked up, and I'm going to keep stealing her blood. And I'll hand you over to the other two. I'll have them kill you. You'll regret ever showing your face. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Wow. Well, things just got interesting, didn't they? Mell, is that really true? What? Do you really have the Saintess locked up? Why? What are you doing here, Nellie? That man told me I had to talk to you, and he said if I didn't have the courage to do it myself, to wait outside his room tonight, because he was going to get the truth from you. You conniving son of a... You were planning this all along. Why would you tell Nellie... Why would you bring her, of all people, into this? Mell... My savior. Tell me, Mell, is it true? Nellie, Are you really keeping the Saintess prisoner? And stealing her blood? And you said you would have him killed. I never thought you were such a terrible person, Mell. I can't believe you would do such despicable things. No, you're not my brother anymore. Nellie! Michael, go after her. I guess let's go after Nellie? I don't remember. That's why I saved. I don't remember which choice is accurate, but let's go after her. We have to stop her. Bring her back. Nellie! Don't follow me. Just go away. Leave me alone. Stop. If you run away from him now, Mell will never come back from this. Then why did you tell me? Why did you tell me what he was doing? If you hadn't said anything, everything would still be fine. Oh, no. Oh, everything is not fine. And in 3 days from now, everything is going to be very, very less fine. We wouldn't be in this horrible mess. If you hadn't said anything, I could have kept on believing in him. No, things wouldn't be fine. Why can you not see that? You shouldn't put your faith in your ideal brother, but your real one, the boy in that room, stricken with regret. If I hadn't said anything, the facade would have ruined you both sooner or later. No, in truth, your relationship was already broken. You were simply ignoring the spreading cracks. I know, on some level, you had realized that Mell was keeping something incredibly important from you, and that secret was tearing you apart. There's nothing good about this, though. Now we'll never go back to the way we were. We could never go back to what it was like once we were kids. Just the two of us, playing together every day, having fun. Everyone's childhood comes to an end. The flow of time is impartial. You cannot fight it. What you can do, and what only you can do, is choose how you change. But... I will admit, I am the one who opened your wounds, and now I'm putting the responsibility of tending to them on you. It's cruel, I know. But if you don't come to terms with Mell and make him withdraw his participation, even greater suffering awaits you in the future. It's not over yet, and you cannot let this be where it ends. The bonds you formed over the years are not yet broken, and you can do what I was never able to. You can still repair your relationship. Oh, that one hurts. Jeez. Yeah, Michael's whole family relationship is so fucked. You've got his dad, who's an asshole through and through, who raped his fucking girlfriend before she knew him. You've got his mom, who betrayed him, called him a heretic to the church to get him killed. You have Didier, who did it himself, killed him himself. And you have Georges, who tried his best, but was a bit tactless with the painting that he sent, showing what Michael would look like if he was still a woman at that age. Jeez, how much... Ay. But I'm scared. Scared that my brother, that my Mell could do such terrible things. That he could say, he would kill you. He used to be such a good brother. He was always so kind, so friendly to everyone. But it was all a lie. It was all a big act to fool me. No, it was not all an act. There was truth to it. He is a kind-hearted boy, an ordinary young man, whose kindness was twisted by circumstance. And it doesn't matter how good a person someone is. Everyone has the potential to do terrible things when backed into a corner. Yeah. You think you know everything? I know. that much. I think Michael's thinking about the time he kicked Giselle out of the house and left her to die, basically, because he believed what his mother was saying. Nellie, if you want your brother back, you have to act now. Please, you must take action. But I'm scared. What am I supposed to say to him? I don't know. That too. Yeah, that too. Yeah. There's a lot of people There's a lot of people that could be referred to. I'll be there with you. You don't have to face this alone. There's more to this story than we've heard. We don't know how he got himself involved in this, and I mean to get the rest of it out of him. And you need to be there to hear it. When I hear what he has to say, I try to say something I shouldn't. If I try to say something that will ruin everything, you'll stop me? You're the one who told me to open my eyes and face him. You're the one who made this whole mess. What am I supposed to do if all this destroys everything I have? You said you'd be my brother, right? So be a good brother and help me out here. Promise me, you'll make sure nothing goes bad. You'll do that, won't you? Michael, just say yes. We won't let this go bad. Have faith in yourself. Faith that you put their relationship on track to recovering. Promise her. Give her the courage she wants from you. You have nothing to fear. I'll be there for you. I'll help you both. Okay. I'll do it. I'll go back. Thank you, Giselle. Oh, don't mention it. Now let's go see what he has to say for himself. Let's draw back that curtain. Yes, let's. Nellie. Mell, what did you come back for? To ridicule me? I'm not the brother you thought I was, huh? Not at all what you wanted me to be. It's all over. Everything Michael said is true. There's a girl imprisoned in the tower. A completely innocent girl. The girl who saved your life, in fact. Go on. Tell me how cruel and terrible and evil I am. I'm no prince. Here's an idea. I'm gonna make him your new prince. You can do it, Nellie. Ask him. You have your reasons, don't you? You have some reason for being a part of this, right? A reason? Yeah, I have a reason, all right. I wanted to save your life. I needed her blood to cure you, so I had her locked up. Tell me the truth. I don't remember much about when the Saintess came to visit me, but I do remember a little. I remember her saying she would gladly give whatever she could to the sick and needy. Which means you had no need to lock her up. It would seem the tale Morgana showed me was true. She really was a saint. Yes, she was. Tell me the truth, Mell. Tell me everything. There's nothing to tell. There is, I know it. There's more to a story than just the facts. The things you thought, things you felt, are all pieces that combine to make the whole story. Isn't that right, Michael? You're exactly right. You hadn't said anything. Could have gone on with our lives as normal. No, Mell. We couldn't have. I thought so too at first, but it's not true. Our normal lives ended long ago. Tell me the truth, Mell. No matter what it is, I can handle it. No, Nellie, you can't. A girl like you who dreams of becoming a princess couldn't possibly bear to see how hideous her brother has become. How can I know? If you don't say anything, though. That's how it's always been with us. You were nice to me, and that was all I needed. I never looked beyond the surface. I made you into my ideal brother, and I latched onto that image of you. You're a kind person, Mell. You really are. So kind you played along with my fantasy that you were a prince. But you don't have to act for me anymore. I want to know the real you. I'm all done being a princess. I'm just your little sister now. Nothing more. Your one and only little sister, Mell. You need to do this, Mell. You need to tell your story. Until you do, you have no way of understanding what you've been through, what you're going through. No way. If I tell you, you'll lose any hope you had left in me. As Nellie has, you need to release yourself from your own idealized fantasy, Mell. You have someone right here who will accept you for who you are. I know good and well just how hard it can be to have someone dear to you see a side of you that you didn't want to show them. I think you want to get it off your chest, though. And I think you want forgiveness. Fantasies are not everlasting. They all crumble eventually. Show us the real Mell. Tell us your story, without embellishments or omissions. Mell. Okay. I'll tell you. Not like I have any other options. Nellie, if at any point you can't bear to hear anymore, so be it. You're free to leave whenever you like. I won't go anywhere. I can almost guarantee you. I pray that ends up being true. Alright. Here goes. The whole story, from start to finish, of how I ended up in this mess. Until around the time I turned 17, my life was mostly uneventful. On days when it was nice out, I would take walks around the house's grounds, sometimes napping beneath a tree. It was picturesque. And you were always there with me. You have the same flax-colored hair as me, but yours always seemed to glisten in the sun, whereas mine is flat and dull. You shone like a tiny little dancing sun. At the time, I assumed that was how life would always be. I genuinely wanted it to be. Following my 17th birthday, though, I was met with a deluge of changes. First, Father fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. With his death came the question of who would be the next head, as the oldest son normally would fall on me to take his place. I was 17, by all means enough of an adult to handle things myself. Or well, that's what I thought anyways. Nobody else did, though. After discussions I had no part in, it was decided that my uncle would be the next head. That they weren't confident I had the spine to do the job properly. I wasn't sure what to think. Part of me wanted to know why no one bothered talking to me, and part of me was relieved. Somewhere inside, I knew I didn't have what it took. So I was more than happy to let someone else take that responsibility. If it meant I could go on with my quiet life, I didn't care who they picked. My uncle, though, seemed to have caught on to my apathy, which he did not take kindly to. And in response, he formally disowned me. You're not the only one who still had some growing up to do, Nellie. I wasn't quite the adult I'd thought I was earlier. Nah, I think he just didn't want potential competition. I think he didn't want you eventually growing up to try to challenge him. He wanted to just kick you out because he's a coward. Fortunately, if you want to call it fortune, I was given enough money to live on for a decent length of time, as well as a place to stay. It was a small house, far from home, his way of making it hard for me to come back. Not that I had any intention of returning. But the best thing to come out of it all was you coming with me, Nellie. So this is our new home, dearest Mell? Yep, so it is. It's amazing how little there is. No big yard, no paintings, no vases filled with colorful flowers, no silver bowls full of fresh-picked fruit. Fish-precked fruit. But there is you and me. You're not going to go and say you want to return home in a couple of months when you realize life isn't as luxurious here as it was back there, are you? There's only one thing in the whole wide world I really need. Oh? Honestly, I can live without shiny shoes and pretty dresses like Mother wears. I don't need composers to come and write me songs for my birthday. As long as I have the one thing that matters most to me, I can do without anything else. Are you saying? I'm as happy as I've ever been. I don't need all that fancy, expensive stuff. We may not have a huge yard, but the sun shines everywhere. Flowers can grow even without a gardener tending to them. Nellie, I need to go refill my water. I'll be right back. Liberty Bibberty. I don't know why that ad has stuck with me for so long. Nellie, I'll do whatever I can for you, dearest Mell. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. Oh, yeah, a bit. Alright, I'll make something then. Let's start off with some fruit jam, then maybe make a pie out of it. What else sounds good? I'm craving cookies. You've got quite the sweet tooth. You're going to make yourself sick like that. Huh? That's the first smile I've seen since we've got here. Well, that can't be right. I'm sure I've been smiling. No, you've been frowny all day. Whatever you say. Forget about all that stuff at home. We've got each other. We can do this. Who cares that we're not rich anymore? We'll figure things out in no time. And then we'll have even more fun than we did back there. Yeah, you're right. It'll all work out, dearest Mell. I'll always be here for you. Dear Smell. Dear Smell. You've got yourself an adorable little princess. What more could you possibly need? Cheer up. Thanks. I'm really glad you decided to come with me. Oh, did you think for a second I wouldn't? I'm your princess, dearest Mell. And princesses belong with their princes. I suppose so. Until that day, I had never known how good it felt to have someone who wanted me in their life, who saw me for me. I realized for the first time how blessed I had always been. I was hardly prince material. I wasn't strong or handsome or regal enough for that. But Nellie calling me her prince gave me the illusion of being worth something. Made me feel like I could keep on being that richly blessed young man, even this far away from home. Well, I had been given some money. My supply was far from infinite. I knew I would eventually have to find some kind of work, some way to support myself and Nellie. But to be quite honest, I couldn't gather motivation to do much of anything. Big mood. Big fucking mood. My whole life had changed so abruptly, so dramatically, that my mind just wasn't able to keep up. It had knocked me on my backside, and I didn't have the strength to get back up. I couldn't tell Nellie that, of course, so this is what I said instead. I'm staying home because I want to be with you as much as possible. And she happily took me at my word. Our new life together was quiet and unremarkable. Even so, it was still a constant stream of new experiences for the two of us, having been pampered our entire lives. Welcome home, dearest Mell. What did you buy today? I got a chicken. Wow, I've never seen one so up close before. Are we going to keep it as a pet? I was planning on using it for supper. What? You're going to cook it? That's the idea. You like chicken, though, don't you? Steamed especially, if I remember right. Yes, but... But it's all covered in feathers and flapping about. How are we supposed to cook it? If I remember. The guy said you have to pluck its feathers, then cut off its head and drain all the blood. Ew! No way! Absolutely not! Not in a million years! You do it, Mell. What? I've never done this before. Well, I'm not, so you do it. Alright. I'll bring it to the... Not inside, do it outside. Okay. I've never had to slaughter a chicken before. The chefs back at home always took care of it. God, I hope I don't screw this up. Well, I'm not going to accomplish anything if I just sit here worrying. Just gotta give it my best shot. Oh, please don't put up a fight. I can't watch. On the count of 3, okay? The count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait! Come back! What a dork. It's gone. First I was just fumbling about in the dark, constantly messing up everything I tried. But in time, I started getting more comfortable with things, and stopped pining for my old life. For the longest time, I couldn't shake the memory of the fact that I had once been a noble. I was constantly wondering how I had ended up there, why this was happening to me. Nellie had seemed to adjust it fairly quickly, but I wasn't faring so well. I was surprised, honestly. I figured if anyone was going to have an issue with our new lifestyle, it was going to be her, not me. Back home, Nellie had tended to be, well, a bit of a princess. She was frequently harsh with the Abigails, scolding them for the smallest of things. There were times when I thought she might be biting her tongue for my sake, but every time it crossed my mind, she would just say, "I've got you, dearest Mell. Everything's just fine." And it was those words that kept me going. That seems about how it would go if you and me eventually moved out together, Cake. I don't think I could kill a chicken. Oh, dearest Mell, I just had the most wonderful idea. Would you like to hear it? Sure. What's your idea? We should get married. What? You can't be serious. As serious gets. I mean, we're basically married already in everything but name. But we can't do that. We're siblings. Nobody here needs to know that. They can guess from our hair and eye color, though. I don't think we look that much alike. Anyway, whatever gave you that idea? If we get married, then we can be together forever. We can do that just as well as brother and sister. It's not the same, though. No one ever says two siblings lived happily ever after. I want to be with you for the rest of my life, dearest Mell. And the best way to do that is to get married. She is still a kid. She's a little naive. But, Nellie, what are you so hesitant for? Is there someone you pine for? No, but then there's no problem. We're blood-related siblings. Does she realize that getting married means eventually having children and everything that leads up to that? That goes against the teachings of the Lord. No, she's still just a kid chasing after a fairy tale ending. She doesn't understand the reality of what she's saying. Sometimes I'm not sure what to do with you, Nellie. So you'll marry me? But right now I know you need God's word. Starting tonight, you're getting your own private sermon every night, understand? Ew. Gross. Bleh. Me too, Nellie, me too. My instruction was as much for my own sake as it was for Nellie's. Not going to lie, the thought did cross my mind that her proposition might not be so bad. Nellie needs Jesus. Yep. For one, I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life with anyone else, and it had been her smile that had kept me going when things were difficult. But I knew that was a sin, and I didn't think I would be able to live with myself if I crossed that line. So night after night, I taught her, reminded her that we were brother and sister, and that we didn't have to be anything more for her to be the most important person in the world to me. There you go, that's good. And after about our third month away from home, that life began crumbling. Nellie woke up one day with a high fever that refused to break. At first I thought it was just a cold and that she'd be over it soon enough. But as much as I tried to convince myself, oh, she'll be better tomorrow, she just kept getting worse, until eventually, she couldn't even get out of bed. She had visibly lost weight. I had never heard her voice so weak and lethargic before. Is there anything you'd like me to get you, Nellie? All I want is you to be here with me, dearest Mell. You really should eat something. I'll make you something you like. How about a nice, expensive chicken? The last one got away, but I won't let that happen this time. I'm not really in the mood for anything too heavy. Oh, okay. Don't you worry, Mel. I'll be better before you know it. Yeah, you will. You'll be just fine. Everything's going to be back to normal soon. Watching Nellie grow weaker every day scared the hell out of me. I desperately did not want to lose her. If I lost her, then who would be left that wanted me? Oh, who would tell me I was worth something? Who would say nice things about me? Who would be there with me every day? It's selfish, but humans are selfish, just how we are. Just when I had started to feel optimistic about this new life, started to feel comfortable in it, it was looking like it might fall apart again. I searched everywhere for some medicine that could cure her. Healthy foods, fruits, and vegetables with supposed medicinal properties, anything I could get my hands on. I prayed, and Nellie, you were overjoyed. You were thrilled I would go to such lengths for you. But the reality is, I was really doing it for myself. But as much as I searched, I couldn't find anything that worked, and I started to panic. I would go to bed at night, afraid I'd wake up the next morning, and Nellie wouldn't. I was already grasping at straws, and I was ready to try anything that even had the slightest chance of curing her. And then one day, I heard whispers. Whispers of a witch who lived by the lake. They said she was a recluse, that she hardly ever left her house, and that she hadn't been down to the city in years. They told me she might have some medicinal herbs that could help, so I rushed down to the lake to see her. Sitting by the shore was a small cottage, even less luxurious than where Nellie and I were living at the time. Seeing the thin trails of smoke rising from the chimney, I was convinced the rumors were true. A witch lived in that house. I wasn't sure what to expect. Being a recluse, I figured she wasn't going to be very sociable, at least. To tell you the truth, I was kind of scared to knock on her door. But I had exhausted all my other options, so I clenched my teeth and gave the door 2 firm raps. Oh, it did it. Who's there? The sound of her voice caught me off guard. I knew all I could do was stare at the door with a knot in my throat. Based on the information I had, I'd assumed I was going to find a wrinkly old woman. But that was the voice of a young girl. And even though she'd only said 2 words, there was something indescribably enchanting about her voice. I could listen to her talk for hours on end, in some kind of strange, hypnotic trance. It was almost like magic, for a lack of a better word. I stood there, dumbfounded, like my soul had been sucked from my body. "Who's there?" She repeated her question, which brought me back to reality. Though I still had to fight to maintain my wits enough to respond coherently. "My sister has fallen very ill, and she desperately needs medicine. I was told that the person who lives here is a skilled herbalist. Could I please get something to treat her?" "What are her symptoms?" She's got an extremely high fever that won't come down. She has no appetite, she's only drinking water, and she can't get out of bed." "Going to want to lower her fever first. After that, get her on a nutritious diet. I'm going to give you 2 medications. Give her the first while her fever's high, and the second after it's come down." "Thank you very much." Her voice wasn't bright and energetic like Nellie's. It was more restrained, somber and quiet, yet simultaneously clear and sharp. The sound tickled my curiosity. I wanted to know what she looked like. I wanted to know what kind of girl stood on the other side of that door. With a voice that pretty, she must be equally lovely, I thought. And I had to see it for myself. And my wish didn't fall on deaf ears. When she opened the door to hand me the herbal medicine and take my money, her head peeked out between the crack ever so slightly. I said I would tell you everything, exactly as it happened, so I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It was unsettling. It was nothing like I'd imagined from her voice. Her skin had, I guess, fallen off or something, because you could see the raw red flesh underneath. To say it was hard to look at would be an understatement. Most of her face was covered by a black hood, so all I could see was her mouth and chin, but even that much was harrowing. The last thing I wanted to do was look away. For all I knew, that was why she'd become a recluse. And I couldn't let myself hurt her, so I suppressed my own disgust and put on my best smile. People often tell me I have a very pleasant, amiable smile. So I figured I could use that to prevent her from picking up on what was actually going through my mind. When she saw my face, a look of surprise seemed to cross hers. The witch's herbs did indeed seem to help some. Going to visit her was better than talking to any of the local doctors. Nonetheless, Nellie hadn't been cured. She was only feeling a little bit better. So I kept paying the witch visits, kept purchasing more herbs from her. And every time I went to that cottage and heard her sweet voice, I imagined how much sweeter it would sound without a door obstructing it. Even knowing what she looked like didn't stop the curiosity from growing within me. From what I gathered talking to her, there wasn't much of an age difference between us either. She was 16, and I was 17. And I'm sure you know how it is. When you meet someone around your age, you feel a sort of sense of kinship. This girl I'd originally believed to be somewhat kind of otherworldly, which was starting to feel like a regular person to me. Through our conversations, I managed to learn her name, as well as the fact that she had come from a faraway country. We were both a long way from home. Thinking she might open up even more to someone who'd been through a similar experience, I decided to try inviting her to go on a walk with me. It's not healthy to stay holed up inside all the time. You've got this beautiful lake right here, which you dumped a corpse into when you got here. What do you say we take a little walk around the shoreline? Yeah, I almost forgot that she had dumped the corpse of the old lady into the lake. I wonder, well, I guess it probably eventually sank, right? They don't float forever. I'm assuming as it decomposed, it, lost its buoyancy? Is that how that works? I have no idea. Hey, anyone in chat who knows more about dead bodies, don't let me know. I'm kind of scared now. Don't let me know. Why would you know more about dead bodies? Keep that knowledge to yourself, please. To my surprise, she accepted. Oh. Hi, Morgana. Man, she's had it rough. Great weather, isn't it? I love the way the sun reflects off the surface of the lake. It's gorgeous. Are you okay? I'm in disbelief, to tell you the truth. Uh-huh? What for? You've seen my face. You know how hideous I am. And still you invited me on a walk. You're a very peculiar person. Is it really that strange? I mean, we're almost the same age, so I figured we might make pretty good friends. You want to make friends? With me? Well, sure. We've been through a lot of the same things, so we can understand each other better than most. Understand each other? Yeah, we're both youngs, but we've been through some rough times. I'm going to be blunt with you. You have not been through anything like I have. This is true. What? No? If you had experienced the things I have, you wouldn't be smiling right now. I haven't known you long, but I don't need to have in order to know how unequivocally dissimilar we are. That we were cut from a very different cloth. Well, yeah, we're people. We're not made of cloth, so... That's not what that means, you know. Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so harsh. In fact, I would say you're much better off not being in my position. It sounds like you've been through a lot. If you don't mind me asking, what happened to you? I'd be happy to lend an ear. So this is after. So let's see what happened. What's happened to her? I don't know if they're gonna recap it. She was born. Right as she was born, a drought stopped. And she kept giving blood, and then at 9, she was sold off by her mom. Taken to a lord who drained her of her blood for his entertainment. Then she lived at a brothel for a little while. Then the brothel got attacked by bandits. She barely... No, she didn't make it out. She got captured, I think. Put in another carriage, a slave one. Then Yukimasa broke her out, and killed everyone else in the carriage, including all of the other slaves, or slaves-to-be, and then she wandered and found this house. And, pushed the old lady into the water, who was dead already. I don't think I missed anything. It might make you feel better to get it off your chest. And that is what's so different about us. Huh? I will not tell you about myself, no. That said, I do appreciate the concern. Thank you. Sure, you're welcome. She's not very open with people, huh? Though I guess that's only to be expected. She hasn't spent much time around other people, looking the way she does. Wonder if there's anything I can do for her. At least get her to show a little bit of emotion. Say, if it's not too much to ask, do you think we could maybe do this again sometime? Don't expect me to lower my prices. I'm not trying to squeeze a better deal out of you. I just want to get to know you better. Nothing more to it. No ulterior motives, promise. Did you forget I already said I won't be telling you about myself? Alright then, it doesn't have to be about you. We can talk about anything, whatever you want. Do you have a favorite food? Any hobbies? Nothing in particular. Well, that was a fruitful conversation. Okay, crap. I have no interests or tastes worth mentioning, so if you want to talk, I suppose that leaves you to be the subject. Me? Tell me about yourself. My life's not all that exciting. Anything I had to tell you would probably just bore you. I'm not looking for excitement. Oh, okay. Well, alright then, I guess I can tell you about myself. And so I did. I told her about my family situation, told her about Nellie, and that was pretty much all I had to talk about. For the most part, she hardly even reacted to anything I said, so it was difficult to tell if she was listening or not. But she would urge me to continue whenever I could go quiet for more than a few moments, so I suppose she was listening. Every time it came to purchase more medicine, we would go on a walk around the lake together. A single loop around the shoreline. He didn't give us much time to talk, but my attempts to reduce our walking pace or stop to extend our time together were flatly ignored. And she refused to go around more than once, claiming it would disturb her daily rhythm. That said, she never refused an invitation either, so I don't think she particularly disliked me. Yet, anyway. Ooh, a robin. Eh? What does a robin have to do with your sister? Nothing, I just saw one over there. If you listen, you can hear it singing. They migrate somewhere warmer when it gets cold. They just fly off to someplace more comfortable. Huh. If I had wings like a bird, maybe I could be free too. Morgana definitely would have had an emo phase. I think this might be it. This is the medieval equivalent of I don't know, wearing all black and anyways, there is not a single creature living in this world that is free. What? Birds regularly get shot down by hunters or preyed on by larger birds. Yeah, her emo phase lasted a while. The idea that they are free is nothing more than man's short-sighted delusion. Sorry, I guess. No, I should be apologizing. I wasn't trying to attack you. I simply lack the ability to properly empathize with others. I do not understand people. Headcanoning her as autistic right now. Because I am. So, please, if I say anything that upsets you or makes you uncomfortable, don't assume that was my intention. Sure. Maybe you're hiding it, or maybe you just don't know it yet. But I think you've got more empathy than you're letting on. Surely you can't say nothing affects you at all. You are human. So you don't have to be so closed off. I might not be able to do much for you, but I do want to get to know you better. I want to understand you. So if you ever feel like talking about yourself, just know that you've got an eager pair of ears here. Okay? If there were ever someone who could understand me, who could empathize with me, they would not be human. Oh, and that's why she keeps being so insistent that Michael isn't human. Because she empathizes with him. What do you mean? That you would need to be far removed from any idea of humanity to have a chance at understanding me. Regardless, I do appreciate your kind words. Sure. So, out of curiosity, do you have anyone, really important to you in your life? Not at the moment. Does that mean you used to? I'd love to hear about them, if you don't mind. They're all long dead. Well, your mom's maybe still alive, but she's dead to you. Yeah. 4 years ago was the attack on the brothel, I believe. 4 years ago, something unpleasant occurred. As a result of that, I was forced to part ways with the people who taught me that humans have the capability for kindness. Oh, I'm sorry. Well then, if your sister's condition worsens again, come see me. Farewell. Hey, maybe we could walk a little slower next time, so we have more time to talk? I want to get to know you better. I'll consider it. Does it really require that much thought? So long. Bye. See you soon. Things continued on like that for a while. Yeah, Morgana's already had a shit life, and it's about to get worse. Yay! Things continued on like that for a while. Nellie bounced back and forth between getting better and getting worse. Emotionally, I followed not too far behind, getting very little in the way of peace of mind. Having to spend so much time worrying over and looking after Nellie was starting to wear me out. Even though I knew good and well she had it much worse than me. I wanted to be done with it all. I wanted to be free. I wanted her to get better as soon as possible, so I could stop agonizing over her. So at some point, I started wishing for a miracle. I didn't care if it came from God, an angel, or something less holy. I just wanted someone to cure Nellie and take the weight off my shoulders. And during one of our walks, I let that slip. I'll take anything at this point to make her better. I'll even take a miracle, if I can get one. I assumed she would, as she had the tendency to say that people who believed in miracles were delusional. She was, in my mind, very much a realist, which is why her response surprised me so much. Do you sincerely wish for a miracle? What? Do you truly want a miracle, no matter what form it may take? Well, yeah. I've tried everything else. God is all I can ask for help anymore. I know what you're going to say. There's no such thing as miracles. If there were, Nellie would already be better. Nellie would already be better. Ugh. I've prayed every single night for her recovery. It's all just a delusion, I know. Peglin. What I hear is that is a roguelike Peggle game. Which sounds very interesting. Maybe I should check that out eventually. Miracles do exist. What? If you have faith and you sincerely wish for her to be healed, you will be granted your miracle. What are you talking about, Morgana? You've said many times you wish to know more about me. Yeah, I have. Well, I'll grant you that wish. As you listen to my story, you will come to understand why I said you will never be able to empathize with me. And as you do, hope will sprout up within you. Here in my lakeside cottage, I am known as a witch, but I did not used to be called such. No, I am the daughter of God. Okay, they're gonna short. Most people would dismiss such a claim as madness, and I almost did exactly that. But there was something strangely enchanting about her voice, and I found myself slowly drawn into her tale, listening intently to her every word. The more I heard, the harder it was to believe she was lying. And before long, I was convinced she was the daughter of God, a saint whose blood had miraculous powers. Her first cry ended a lengthy drought in the village where she was born, and her blood cured the sick. She rolled up one sleeve to show me her arm. Practically every inch of her skin, from her shoulder to the tips of her fingers, was scarred from where she had been cut. According to her, the scarring had once been far worse, but had improved with the application of ointment. Every single one of those scars, she said, marked a person who had sought her blood. And I believed every word. There was something about her that set her apart from the rest of us normal people, like she was some higher being. They were not self-inflicted wounds, not the mark of someone who had tried to take her own life, but symbols of the great sacrifices she had made. She offered to give Nellie her blood, and without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Mell? Hey, Nellie, I'm back. And I brought someone with me. A saint. A saint? Yep. She's here because medicine hasn't been working for you. She can perform miracles, so she's going to cure you. Miracles? That's right. Her blood has miraculous healing powers. Blood? Fear not, my beloved sister. Hear my words and do as I say. You must have faith for the miracle to be performed correctly. I give you my blessing, that it may bestow it unto you salvation. I give you my love, and I give you relief. Hear my words. I hear them. This body was not created in a mortal womb. This flesh is not the flesh of man. This blood is not the blood of man. The water that flows through these holy veins flows from the river of creation. Have mercy on them, O Father. May the infirm find comfort in your warmth. May the destitute find reprieve in your generosity. May my flesh bring nourishment and health unto this girl. Bestow upon her your blessing, O Father. Morgana held a pale hand above Nellie's mouth and, without hesitation, sliced her own wrist. Blood slowly trickled down her middle finger from the cut, dripping into the gap between Nellie's bluish lips. I stood there entranced by the scene. It was like I was witnessing some kind of ritual. I wasn't sure, however, whether to describe it as sacred or profane. Watching the fresh blood trickle from the cut on our wrist made me break out into a sweat, feeling I was violating a taboo. My knees rattled, and I could barely stand on my feet. Needles pricked my hands. Thoughts slipped through my fingers before they could fully form. Had I crossed a line that wasn't meant to be crossed? Had I stepped into territory man was never supposed to enter? In time, I stopped processing Morgana's prayer as words. It became nothing but a rhythmical sequence of sounds bouncing around in my head. My line of sight grew gradually narrower. Are you alright? The ceremony is complete. How's Nellie? She is asleep right now, but she should awaken soon. Oh, good. My blood has the power to cause miracles, but you must remember that the miracle is predicated on your faith. So, are you saying we need to worship you? No. I am merely God's progeny. Your praises and prayers should be directed at my Father, the Lord God. I should get going then. Hey, thank you very much. Morgana had said I would never be able to understand or empathize with her. She had not been lying. Having only heard of her tell it, I still believed there was room for me to close the gap between us. That we still had enough in common. But seeing it with my own eyes, feeling it with my entire being, I no longer had any illusions of us being on the same plane. As I gave her my thanks, my voice was audibly trembling. Mell, come on, get up, dearest Mell. Oh, Mell! Nellie? Haha! Finally, you're awake, sleepyhead. What's with the look? Am I making a funny face? Are you good to be up and about? Yep, I woke up this morning feeling wonderful. Feel my forehead, Mell. See? No fever. It is. It's gone. She actually performed a miracle. I only remember bits and pieces, but I remember a really pretty saint lady showing up and giving me her blood. That was kind of weird. That's how she remembers it? Her memory is pretty hazy, huh? And then I got this warm, fuzzy feeling inside of me. Then I had this really strange dream. What kind of dream? There were a whole bunch of lights floating all around me, and they were changing all sorts of different colors. It was the most wonderful dream. That doesn't help me understand at all, Nellie. It was a good dream, and that's what matters. It must have been the Saint Lady's power at work. Must be, yeah. I'm so relieved you're feeling better, Nellie. Sorry for all the trouble I caused you. But now everything can go back to normal. Yep, all back to normal. She wants to thank me. Yeah, Nellie's insisting I let her meet you so she can show her gratitude. So if it's alright, would you mind coming to supper sometime? That would probably not be wise. Huh? Why not? It would hardly be pleasant having to eat in the presence of a face as grotesque as mine. And I doubt your sister would react well to the sight of it. I don't think it would cause any problems. Nellie isn't the kind of girl to judge someone by their looks, I don't think. Perhaps not, but to her I'm a saint, not a normal person. In her mind, she thinks I'm beautiful, doesn't she? We must maintain that illusion. Too many illusions being maintained in this family. It is essential to the miracle that her faith remains unwavering, and on some level, that faith depends on her idealized image of me. That is actually a fair point. Considering this is, most likely just a placebo effect. Seeing the saint could have a negative effect on that. So she's not wrong, actually. That is actually a very good point. Which is very unfortunate. You think so? Though our time together was brief, I could see it in her. She is a girl with a great love of beauty. And perhaps the same could be said of you. I don't judge people by how they look. It's what's inside that matters. I'll take you at your word. Thanks. So, are you sure you don't want to come? I really shouldn't. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, okay. Why in the world am I feeling relieved? Nellie recovering was a huge weight off my shoulders. Now everything could go back to the way it was, quiet and unremarkable. I could finally go out and get a real job, forget about my old life, live like a regular old commoner. That was what I was going to do, for the both of us. problem was, Nellie hadn't actually recovered completely. She was in nearly perfect health for the first few days after drinking Morgana's blood. But soon, her fever came back. She stopped being able to get out of bed, and to top it all off, she started having lengthy coughing fits. During some of them, she coughed up little bits of bloody phlegm. Ugh. I nearly had a panic attack. Understandably so. So I rushed down to Morgana's cottage and told her what was happening, to which she responded with a quizzical tilt of her head. Nellie's health meant everything to me. It certainly wasn't the curiosity her head tilt made it seem to make it out to be. But it didn't seem to bother her at all. The miracle took place, but it didn't persist. That doesn't make much sense. But it's true, she can't get out of bed. And it's not a problem with her faith. I've been teaching her the Word of God every night, and she absolutely believes in you, in her saint. Lower your voice. I will perform another miracle for her. You'll do it again? I will not forsake those who are in need. And it'll stick this time, right? I cannot promise anything. But why? Your miracles aren't supposed to be temporary, are they? Whether they are or not is decided by you and your sister. You're my only hope, though. Please do not worry. If a second blessing is not enough to cure her of her ailment, then I will visit and give her my blood as many times as is necessary. I will gladly give her every last drop of blood in my body. Don't go that far, but thanks. I assure you, my father does not want to see two young souls like yourselves torn apart. And neither do I. We should get going. All right. For the second time, Morgana had Nellie drink of her blood. And for the second time, she was healthy again the next morning. And for the second time, she fell ill again shortly thereafter. Her fever returned. I went to get Morgana, and she gave Nellie her blood. The cycle repeated again and again. And every time, I had to watch her go through that ceremony. It was exhausting. And I wasn't sure I could handle it much longer. I started thinking maybe there wasn't anything sacred about all of this. That it was as blasphemous as it looked from the outside. I was making a girl cut her own wrist and feed my sister her blood. Nothing about that sounded right. But I had nowhere else to go. No one else to ask for help. When I was with Morgana, listening to her words of reassurance, she, without fail, wiped away all the doubt I had. It wasn't until after she left that the wave of regret hit me. I wasn't sure what was right or wrong anymore. I wasn't sure what to do anymore. Every time I went to see Morgana, it got more and more difficult to look her in the eye. I stopped asking her on walks as often, and I stopped trying to have chats with her, not so much out of a sense of guilt, but because I was getting to be afraid of her. One of those draining days, someone knocked on the door. I hadn't asked Morgana to come down that day, so I wasn't sure who it could be. Nellie was asleep in her bed, so I quietly rose from my seat and made my way to the door, trying not to wake her. Who is it? Hello? Who's there? I had an inkling of a suspicion, but having been raised in such a sheltered environment, I didn't understand exactly how dangerous it was to thoughtlessly open the door to anyone who came knocking. I pulled the door inward a couple inches and tried to take a peek through the crack. Huh? And out of nowhere, someone grabbed my shoulder and shoved me, helpless to resist, into the house. A man stood there above me. Hey, Yukimasa. You're, looking good? Please don't kill me. What do you think you're doing? What do you want from me? I don't have anything valuable. I'm just a regular old peasant. I am not here to rob you. What? You're in contact with the witch, are you not? Huh? The girl who lives by the lake calls herself a witch. Witch? I don't know any witch. The only one who lives there is a saint. A saint. I was told she was a witch. But regardless, there's a girl who lives there with miracle blood, no? Looks like I've got the right person. What? What do you want from me? I want you to help me. Huh? I need you to lure the witch out into the open. And why do you need that? Because I need her blood. I need to get my hands on the witch's miracle blood. Then go ask her for it yourself. Why should I have to help you? She won't open the door for me. But I've seen you talking to her. You seem to be quite friendly with the witch. Taking little walks around the lake. How? I need your help. And what are you going to do once you have her outside? I have orders from the Lord to take her captive. What? The Lord? Why would he? That is none of your concern. You expect me to buy that? All I need from you is to get the witch out of that house. Why would I? She doesn't trust me. I could always force my way in, but there's a chance something might go wrong, and I can't risk that. If she hears your voice, she'll open the door, yes. The witch trusts you, unlike me. With your help, there's no risk of anything going wrong. You barge in here and tell me you want to capture her, and you think I'm just going to agree to help? Like hell I will! Oh, don't worry. You'll get your share. You need the witch's blood too, right? I don't care about getting a share! You're asking me to deceive her. I don't care what you think she is. She hasn't done anything wrong. So no, I won't help you capture her. You leave me no choice then. What? He approached the bed where Nellie slept, drawing his sword and pressing the tip against her throat. It happened so quickly and without any warning, my mind couldn't keep up. I stood there, mouth half open like an idiot. If I were courageous, if I were gallant or brave, then maybe I would have grabbed him, pulled him away from Nellie. My legs seemed to be severed from my mind. They were frozen to the floor like two useless rocks. And you would have instantly died. You have two options. Either you say no and protect the witch. Get away. Or you help me capture her. Get away from her. Right now. If you choose the witch, I'll kill this girl. Get away! Make your decision. Get away from her. You have until the count of 10. If you don't choose, I kill the girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, I'll do it. I'll help you, so get her sword out of her face. Don't kill her! I thought you'd hold out until the last second. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Get moving. You pitiful little boy. I felt like jumping into a lake. Couldn't make sense of how I'd ended up in such a position. Just a few months earlier, I'd been living back at my family's estate. Hardly a worry in the world. Nellie had been healthy and happy. Hadn't been exciting, no. but I had figured that was how things would always be. That one day I would fall for some noble girl, Nellie would get jealous, and I would have to spend several days, or even weeks, pacifying her. Everyone would be happy, a life free of troubles. Because that was normal, and I was normal. So what was I doing living in some tiny cottage so far from home? Feeding my sick sister miracle blood? What was I doing walking beside this barbarian? What was I doing at all? I was conflicted. Part of me hoped we would never arrive at the lake. And part of me wanted to get there as quickly as possible, so I could be done with all of this. But time plodded on no quicker or slower than normal, and we arrived at Morgana's door in short order, irrespective of my own selfish hopes. The thought of what was going to happen next filled me with a crushing sense of guilt. I may have been afraid of Morgana, but I had no grudge against her. I was actually quite grateful to her. She was still healing Nellie, even if the ceremony to do so inspired fear in me. She didn't hesitate to cut her own wrist open for Nellie, and for me. She didn't grimace or even frown, though I knew it had to hurt. I knew damned well she wasn't a bad person, that she hadn't done anything to warrant being taken into custody. She might very well have been a genuine saint. But there I was, selling her out because a man with a sword threatened me. Oh, Father who art in heaven, please forgive me for what I'm about to do. Please, please forgive me. Quit sniveling. You want her to get suspicious? Nah, but how? I can't, oh please, oh God. Stop crying. Would you rather I kill you here? Just close your eyes. It'll be over before you know it. Do it. Call on the witch. Who's there? It's me. I'm not here about Nellie today. I'm sorry for being so distant lately. I want to talk things over. I thought I heard a faint gasp from through the door, and then she responded. Oh no. I want to talk to you too. Why? Why did she have to want to talk now? She'd always been so curt, so rational, so quick to cut down my fantasies. Never one to get emotional or sentimental. She'd always given off the impression of being something greater than we mere humans. Always been so aloof, never giving any indication she thought anything of me at all. So why? Why did she sound like a normal girl now? Why was her voice trembling slightly when she said she wanted to talk? Why now of all times? Get back. No. Stay away from me. No. Help. Don't kill me. Take it. What? That's your share. Should last you long enough. Why? Why did you take my arm? What do you mean by share? Why? It all happened in less than a minute. I told her I wanted to talk. She opened the door. Then I heard a sound like the wind whipping past my ear. The next thing I knew, her cottage was covered in blood. Never once did I expect anything to happen how it did. When he'd said he wanted to capture her, I took it to mean exactly that. I hadn't thought he would turn brutal, that he would do something so horrific. After the man cut her arm off, Morgana tumbled to the floor, floundering about as he watched, blood trickling down the curved blade in his hand. Her screams were indistinguishable from that of a normal person. Her arm. Kneeling at the grass in the lakeshore, I vomited and I vomited and I vomited. The things I had seen in the cabin were far too much for me to handle. I tossed the arm, Morgana's arm, the man had given me, into the lake. What else was I supposed to do with it? It was an arm, a human arm. You would have to be insane to go around carrying someone's severed arm. Tried to convince myself it was all a dream, some terrible nightmare, but I could still feel the warmth of her skin fresh on my hands. The warmth of her blood on my fingers, dragging me back to reality. My mind couldn't keep up with the flood of thoughts and emotions and images. Wanted to close my eyes, but I was too afraid I would find the bloodbath in the cottage on the back of my eyelids, which left me with nothing to do but wail. I was horrified at what I had done. I knew that I was the one who had set it all in motion. If I had kept quiet, Morgana wouldn't have had her arm cut off. But I didn't want to admit it was my fault. I didn't want to accept that I had caused it. I did nothing wrong. It's not my fault. He threatened me. So it's not my fault. I had no choice. I didn't do anything. I frantically scrubbed my blood-soaked clothes in the lake. As I watched the red cloud spread, I knew I was defiling something pure and beautiful, but my awareness of that fact was slowly dissipating, like the blood through the clear water. By the time I had gotten all the blood off my clothes, the sun was beginning to set. I came back to my senses at the sound of a bird chirping and quickly recalled that I had left Nellie alone at the house. My legs were shaking and I could barely keep myself upright, but remembering her gave me enough motivation to drag myself back home. If she hadn't been there waiting for me, I seriously might have thrown myself into the lake instead. Mell? What's the matter, dearest Mell? Where have you been? Mell? I'm so sorry. What? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me? Dearest Mell? I never meant for this to happen. I'm so sorry. Please, I'm begging you to forgive me. I'm begging you. Were you not able to get my medicine? Is that what you're crying about? It's not that big a deal, Mell. I'm just fine. Honest, I know it. This game has a very good way of doing that. I'm all right. Thanks. I wanted to forget everything. Wanted to forget about my involvement, about the horrible things I caused to happen. Yeah. But whenever I lay down to go to sleep, I heard her screams, Morgana's animalistic howls. I saw her cottage, blood splattered everywhere. I felt her severed arm, still warm in my hands. From that day on, what sleep I got was hardly restful. Nellie probably didn't notice anything through her feverish haze, but I'm willing to bet I looked like hell. Praying time would cause the memory to fade. I started looking for doctors again. Instead of clinging to a miracle, I would try to have Nellie's sickness cured the way normal people did. At some point, though, all that money I'd been given started running low. If I'd thought about it for 2 seconds, I would have seen it coming. I hadn't exactly been frugal in my attempts to find a cure for Nellie, nor had I been especially concerned about money before she fell ill. I was so used to living life, living like an aristocrat, that I hadn't succeeded in breaking those old habits. Which left me with only one thing I could do with Nellie: be with her day in and day out. Every day that passed, I lost a little more hope. If I couldn't do anything and Nellie died, I would be utterly alone. And that was what scared me more than anything. The nightmares were eating away at me, leaving me with nowhere to run. If I didn't have someone there with me, I wouldn't have been able to hold myself together. After 3 or so days of me sitting by Nellie's bedside, hardly moving, there was a knock on the door. Who's there? Who is it? Open the door, unless you want me to kick it down. My suspicion was correct. Couldn't think of anyone else who had come to visit. What I didn't know was why he had come back. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Open the door. Leave me alone, please. I want nothing to do with anything you're doing. Open the door. No, I'm not letting you in for any reason. Okay then, I'll break it down. Don't. My sister's inside, sleeping. I don't need you waking her up. Then open it. What do you need? I did everything you asked me to already. What happened to the witch's arm? I threw it. I threw it away. You really think I was going to keep that? A person's arm! Mell, what's going on? Do we have a visitor? Nellie. I should get them something to drink. Don't worry about it, Nellie. You get some sleep, alright? Can we go outside? I'd really rather not talk in here. Fine by me. So that's your sister. Explains why you look so much alike. That's none of your damn business. You wanted the miracle blood to cure your sick sister, did you not? And you're telling me you threw the arm away? You interested in getting more blood? What? We're taking the witch's blood, turning it into a medicine, and selling it through the church. Selling it? You're doing business in a house of worship? No, I suppose we're technically giving it away. But we're asking for tithes, so it's really the same thing. Tithes. Tithes. I'm not from this land, so to me it looks no different than a business, but the people here, they see it as charity. The Lord says if you'll assist us, He'll provide you with the medicine we're making. The Lord? Why would the Lord be... Hell if I know. Because it seems like good money? So, will you help us? You're gonna make me get my hands dirty for you again? I can't. Not again. Oh, right. I forgot to mention one detail. You don't have a choice this time. Huh? You know about the miracle blood, which means we can't let you go unattended. If you say no, I have permission from the Lord to kill you on the spot. Why? So, will you help us? Or will you die here? What was the right thing for me to do then? Should I have fought back and died? Should I have tried to run? Should I have taken my own life? I'm sure you've heard enough to know by now that I'm a weakling, a pushover. Didn't have the spine to do anything but agree to meet the Lord. He told me about the mansion, gave me one of a set of 3 keys. I wanted so badly to get rid of the key. With that man's shadow constantly hanging over me, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Not when I could be the next one to end up losing a limb or 2. There was no way I could have disobeyed them. And that's everything that happened 6 months ago. Every day since I arrived here, I've brought Morgana breakfast and supper. She doesn't say anything, but I saw it in her eyes the first time I stepped through that door. How could you do that to me? I've never looked her in the eyes since, because I'm too afraid of what I might see in them. And that is how I ended up here. So, he was threatened. He didn't actually want to cause Morgana harm. That doesn't excuse what he's done, though. See, what did I tell you? I'm not at all the brother you thought I was. Mock me, ridicule me, call me worthless, a coward, a terrible person. Go on, what are you waiting for? But you were threatened, Mell. He said he would hurt me, hurt you. That's the only reason you went along with him. You didn't do anything wrong, dearest Mell. The other man is the bad guy, not you. You did the best you could. You didn't have a choice. That terrible man forced you to do everything. You didn't do anything wrong, dearest Mell. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I had no other choice. That's not true. All you're doing is closing your eyes. What? You mustn't coddle yourself. What was I supposed to do then? Don't be mean to my Mell. Did you really do the best you could? Did you even once try to do something about the situation, as hopeless as it may have seemed? Could you not even conceive of any other options? Could you not have come up with something else to say at Morgana's house? Something that might have given her even the slightest clue she was in danger? But when she opened the door, did you do anything? Did you even as much as attempt to stop him? My legs were shaking so bad. I couldn't move. There's no way I could have stopped him. Then at the very least, you shouldn't have fled. You should have stayed and told her the truth. That you weren't there willingly, and maybe she wouldn't have felt so utterly betrayed. But he was there. You think I could have actually stayed there with him? Not a chance. And it's not like Morgana would have. She opened the door because she trusted you. She isn't the easiest person to read, but she was opening up to you. And what did you do with that trust? Stop it. Please, you've made your point. It's not all Mell's fault either. If anything, he's a victim. He was just trying to protect me. Were you listening to anything he said, Nellie? You were not Mell's first priority. He did what he did for his own sake. Well, what did you expect me to do? Pull courage I don't have out of thin air? What's so wrong with self-preservation? There's nothing I could have done to stop him. I'd love to see you try and do any better. Maybe you'll understand how scared I was, how little I could have done. Must be nice to be an outsider. Talk about my experiences like you know anything. Analyze my decisions. Go on about what I should have done. You don't have a damn clue how terrifying it all was. How I felt having to go through it. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sure it would be the courageous thing to do to sacrifice your life for someone else. But you know what? People like that only exist in stories. About that. Michael's been there, done that. Except you don't actually understand that. You just wanted to give me crap for not being perfect. Do you want my pity? Is that all you want? If I tell you I feel bad for you, and oh, how hard it must have been, will that satisfy you? Do you not want to know what you can do now? What's even left to do? Nothing I do is going to make her situation any better. It won't make her arm come back. All is not yet lost. Open your eyes. Take a good long look inside yourself. Think about what you can do. Stop sitting on your hands, telling yourself it's too late. There's still time to make a difference. You just have to commit to act. I don't think you're an especially bad or cowardly person. I think you're an ordinary young man. It might sound like I'm telling you to do the impossible. But soon, time will come when you must make your choice. When you must stand up and take some responsibility for what you've done. No one's childhood lasts forever. The good days are long behind you before you ever even realize they've passed. And faced with the consequences of your actions, you should not have turned and run, but held yourself accountable. It is, perhaps, a disproportionately large burden for you to bear, but it's fast approaching, and you need to make a decision. Find your courage. Set Morgana free. Mell. Mell. But even if I open the door for her, it's too little too late. She'll never forgive me after. Is her forgiveness the reason you should act? No, it's penance for what you've done to her. Atonement for your sins. Whether she forgives you or not is beside the point. The question on the table right now is whether you are going to do the right thing. And what about her blood? Without Saint's blood, Nellie won't. You don't have to worry about me, dearest Mell. My life isn't so important that I want to take someone else's away to keep it. I'll think about what I can do to help too. It's partially my fault, after all. So please, Mell, set the Saintess free. Your quiet life is built on a foundation of lies. And I know that by now, you've realized there's no real value in a life like that. You wanted to do something about this. You sought salvation. Salvation. But who would give it to me? I already told you I would. But why? Because I promised you. And you expect me to believe that? Yes. If you choose to sit here and wallow in your regret, there's no going back. Now is your only chance to make a change. Mell. All right. I'll help you. Set her free. Dearest Mell. I knew all along that was what I needed to do. I could never bring myself to act on it. There was no way I could accomplish anything alone. I'm basically helpless on my own. Everything about this is so completely outside anything I've ever had to deal with before. So I had no way of having any idea what I was supposed to do about it. God can be pretty cruel. How would he force a boy like me to make such a difficult choice? Yes, he can be. You were made to be part of a more normal, less tumultuous world. But you've come too far to go back to that. So the least you can do is change the world you're in now. Yeah. I doubt I need to remind you, but you know, you can't get in with only my key. You need all three, and the other two, they don't feel an ounce of remorse. Taking their keys won't be easy. Easy or not, we have to get them. And I'm sure there's a way. There must be. Just so we're clear, you're not going to overpower them. The guy with the sword's much stronger than you, and he knows how to use a blade. And he's the Lord's bodyguard, so you're not getting near the Lord either. Even the two of us together wouldn't stand a chance against him. You seem pretty weak from the looks of you. Who knows, maybe I am stronger than you? God, I really do want to hit this boy. Deep breaths, Michael. Deep breaths. There must be some way we can get their keys. I know they both have people they're close to. Huh? People they're close to? We can talk about that later. Now that you've made your decision, talking with me isn't your top priority, is it? Mell. Nellie. I'm sorry for involving you in all this. And I'm really sorry for being, well, what I am. I'm no prince, that's for sure. You always were my prince, though, dearest Mell. You did your best to be the brother I wanted you to be. Honestly, I adored the way you fawned over me. All that affection just felt so good. What? It made me feel like I was special, important. Having someone to care for, to pamper. It was empowering. That's the kind of guy your brother is. Someone else. Some other girl were ever to show up and call me her prince. Say she loved me. I would probably try and act like a prince for her too. Why would you say that? Because all this, it's been so hard on me. Such a huge weight off my shoulders. That every so often I would think, just how much easier would it be if I could get rid of her? If Morgana was just a regular girl, not a saint or a witch or any of that. Just a pretty girl about my age. She might have been the one getting all of my attention, instead of you. That's who I am. That's not you, dearest Mell. You're just beating yourself up. Maybe you would have chosen her over me, but that wouldn't make you any less of a kind man. How can you say that after everything I just told you? Because, Mell, Tell me how despicable I am, Nellie. I'm not the brother you once adored anymore, am I? You're not what I thought you were. But you're still my one and only brother. That will never change, no matter what kind of person you become. It was wrong of me to try and make you into my prince, Mell. I should have done my job as your one and only sister in the whole wide world. Been there for you to help you as much as you helped me. Kept pushing my fairy tale fantasies onto you. And you did your best to live up to them, and I ended up forcing you to pretend to be someone you're not. That's not true, Nellie. I enjoyed feeling idolized. But you knew it couldn't last forever, didn't you? I should have been beside you, not looking up at you. I let you coddle me. I let myself indulge in your love. I thought everything would be alright as long as you kept telling me how adorable I was. They were like magic words to me. I kept my eyes shut. Mell, starting today, I'm going to do my best to be your sister. I'm all done holding you to fairy tale ideals. I won't make you pretend to be a prince for me anymore. And I won't try to be your princess, either. I'm just going to be your little sister. So get back on your feet and stand tall, dearest Mell. I know you'll probably have to pay for what you've done when the Saintess goes free. And I know I'll probably cry about it for days, but I won't regret making the decision. Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting you to handle this so maturely. You're putting your big brother to shame, Nellie. Mother once told me that girls grow up faster than boys. She was right about that. Thank you, Nellie, for accepting me, in spite of all the awful things I've done, and for having me as your brother. You're quite welcome, dearest Mell. And I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. It is 1 in the morning. Wow. Wow. Jeez. Oy. Yeah, they made Mell They made Mell. Maybe not relatable is the right word. Sympathetic. Yeah, that was a good word that you used. Alright, let me see if I can find somebody for us to raid. Oh. Let's see, there's a good raid target I see already, but let me see if I can find somebody I've never raided before. I always do enjoy finding new people. That was still rough. Even though I knew all of that, that was still rough to go through. Like, jeez, ay. Mell certainly isn't blameless in all this, but he still went through it too. See if I can find somebody to raid at this late hour. Might be a bit difficult. I have a person I might want to. I think I might go with. That's right, I did. Oh, wait, did I? Is this her? Actually, I think I've raided her before. I think I remember. Yeah, let's raid. So we are going to raid into Fina VT, playing some 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is I've heard is very good, but I don't really know much about. Hopefully, I won't get spoiled by raiding into them. I think she uses. I think she/her pronouns is what she uses. But I could be wrong. Jeez. We had some fun, happy points, and then, as Fata Morgana always does, got a little difficult. Yep, she/her pronouns. Okay, so we're gonna raid into her, playing some 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Just quite a name. Quite a big name. Alright. Thank you everybody for coming, everybody who's watching the VOD. And thank you so much for the raid. Earlier. Archivist? I don't know how to pronounce their name, but thank you so much. And tomorrow I should be streaming Everhood and Hotline Miami. Probably finishing at least Hotline Miami, maybe Everhood. We've been going at that for a while, but we finally killed some people. Let's go. So, anyways, thank you so much, and see you tomorrow, probably. Bye bye.